we go. And we are live. Hello to the random people that may not be watching on Twitch or not. Okay, so for anyone that may stumble along this channel, this is our very first episode of Rookie Rollers. I created this channel to help with people that are looking to learn how to play the game. And for those who are actually looking to get actual experience playing the game, I was very lucky to find these people that you see in front of you now, using the delightful D&D Beyond app. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. There's a slight little pause there while we're waiting for everyone to say hello. But yeah, so everyone here is pretty much either very little experience or no experience at all. But we're doing this stream, and we'll be streaming every Sunday to show how easy it is and how easy it is to get into a game. This episode, which we will be putting on YouTube later, is called the Wacky One Shot. Now, the Wacky One Shot is one of my own creations, unless someone else created it. I'm not going to take full credit for it unless someone says they came up with it first. But the fun of this is that everything we do in this game is completely improvised. Everything from the character sheets down to the monsters that we fight, down to the world that we live in, everything is made up on the spot. I have no preparation for this so far. Everyone here that you see now has randomized the character. They have not seen this character before today. It was merely about an hour ago before they saw their character. We do have one more person joining us later on, but we'll get to that. The only planning I have done is I've got a dice bag, a dice roller, and a card full of monsters. So without further ado, if everybody is ready, we'll get into our campaign. All right. So, yeah. So, starting off, you see yourself over a very lovely, bustling town. As we kind of pan over, there's lots of low-level houses, a few bits of smoke peering out. We then dive in closer through the streets, and we start to hear more bands playing and more jolly music. You tend to see banners everywhere. And you quickly, very quickly work out that this is a festival that is going on. It's starting to get busier and busier. Banners, there's bits of fireworks going off in the day, which is a little bit strange, midday. But you go with it, and we're kind of rustling through the streets. We're seeing many different fair games off to the side. We are seeing lots of children playing little firecrackers. You've got lots of adults kind of chasing them around, telling them to be careful. You see the occasional kid just sitting there, like stuffing their face full of sweets and candy that they've managed to win, that they're kind of hiding from their parents to make sure they don't tell them off. And we make our way to the very entrance of this fair. And we meet our very first character, which I am going to go with. Who should we go with first? I'm going to say Brother Humble. Can you please introduce your character?
Oi. Hi, my name is Applebee Knuckle Stamp. These noises and stuff so different from my hometown. I'm just here looking for a different way to make a living up here on civilization. I know I'm a little short, even for a gnome, but I'm here to give it my all this noise and distracting stuff just clouds on my nose. I'm gonna go look around, see if I can find someone that can point me in the right direction. This light in the sky glowing throws me off. Still not used to traveling on the surface. Who do I see around me?
Very good.
Anyone catch
So
my eye?
you're looking around. There's no one here. From your character, I'm guessing they've traveled out of town. They've kind of more been just on the road looking for work, and you've kind of stumbled upon this fair. It's not really your scene. It's a lot of people. You obviously get the people from the side that are handing you roses, and they're handing you flowers and stuff like that, and you're kind of very much shoving them away. You're like, Nah, I'm good. Just pushing them
Yes,
away.
just trinkets.
Um, so you come onto the center of the town, which seems to be the very center. There's a pillar in the middle, kind of a little stone slab kind of thing. You kind of guess where a statue used to stand. That's kind of been brushed away, mainly just for this fair. You see many different aisles down. Do you want to go down one of these aisles, around down one of these streets, or do you kind of want to stay in the central area and look around and see what there is?
That statue looks interesting. They may need some work. I'm no dwarf, but I could do some good stonework if I put my mind to it.
You're gonna go over to the over to the
So that
statue or where the
main
statue was.
statue,
That main
yes.
statue. Okay, so you go over to the main. You start walking over, kind of thing, and you kind of notice there's a crowd building there. It's starting to get a bit busier and busier. You've definitely got people there who are kind of excited, peering over. You see kids like rushing through the legs, trying to get there, trying to see what's going on, and you kind of hear as you get a bit closer. Do you make your way through, or are you kind of standing to the back of the crowd?
I kind of stand to the back. I am rather small, and all these humans walking about and other tall people make my neck hurt looking up. So just how I can make my way through.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of stay at the back, but slowly make your way through. So you're kind of just standing there, and you kind of hear it's the strangest thing. You do appear you say you're short, but obviously there's mostly kids at the front of this, and the parents have more taken a big step back because it's more for the kids' entertainment kind of thing. You see a guy juggling. There, he's got a purple robe on, quite tight vest, sleeveless with a white shirt underneath. You see him matching kind of diamond patterned purple and gold, thin like leggings, kind of trousers. You see him wearing kind of like brown leather boots with a slight curl on the toe to him. So you see him juggling. He's not doing a good job. He is like fumbling a little bit. He's smiling. You see him sweating a little bit. He's like, ha ha, ah. And he's kind of looking around. And if I do a quick perception check, first roll of rookie rollers. Okay. So he's kind of like, yes, glad you enjoyed it. He's kind of pointing down to a hat that he's got down by his feet. You see now the statue is very much. It's rough. It's more like just eroded away naturally as what you're going over the felt. But the front of the statue has a bit more of a platform to it. So you've got the statue here. You've got the base that extends out, which is where he stood. It looks like a staging area. He's kind of looking around. And he's like, he's here. Don't not worry. He's here. Don't worry. Just take a few break. We'll be with you in a few seconds. You'll see what you've been waiting for. Yes. And he kind of quickly jets over to you. And he kind of whispers in that as he comes over to you, he quickly kneels down and whispers. He's like, my friend, I come to see you. And as he comes down, he whispers in your ear. He's like, please, my friend, I will pay you any gold you need. Just come with me and I will help you. Please, I beg you now. Please, yes, please. And he's immediately kind of like, as he's saying this, pushing you towards the back where there's a tent behind the statue. What do you want to do?
Gold, you say? I can always use some more gold, even if it's this
Yes,
frivolous.
many gold. Please, come. Do you?
I go with you.
You go with him? Okay. So he kind of takes you to the back and he goes into the tent and the crowd's like, woo! Kind of clapping, but they're a little bit standing back a little bit. What's going on? They don't really leave because, they're kind of looking in anticipation, waiting for something. You go into the tent and you see 3 ladies. And they are immediately, as soon as you get in there, they are immediately grabbing you, undressing you. Not fully. They're like kind of like taking out. Do you have any armor on at all or anything?
Yes, heavy mail.
Heavy mail. So they're immediately taking. They're not fully undressing you that way, but they're immediately taking the armor off. They're kind of like slapping a jacket on you. Do you stop them at all or anything like that? Or are you just letting it happen?
I struggle a bit uncomfortably, but I let them do it.
Okay. So you kind of see.
I suppose.
You kind of see him kind of like being a bit. kind of like really confused what's going on, but they're kind of quickly slapping on. He's there, and you see the guy who was stood at the front. He's like, yes, my name is Jasper. Nice to meet you. And my singer, I don't know where he's gone. He's supposed to be here. He's completely gone. I just anything you can do, my friend. Anything you can do. And is now, after you're fully dressed, is now pushing you onto the stage. Are you doing anything, or are you letting it go?
Yes. You promised me good gold, right?
Yes.
I had
Many
the best
many
singing
many
voice
many
back in my caves.
many
I feel the catastrophe.
many gold, my friend. Many gold, my friend. And he's now like kind of pushing you, and he's after you kind of get onto the platform, and you can see you're like visually uncomfortable there. He's there, like, and he kind of goes up to the cars. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being so patient. You now get to see the fabulous, the wonderful vocal cords. Sorry, English not great. Wonderful vocal cords of the great Sebastian. And he's clapping everyone, and everyone's kind of looking at it like, yeah. And you make a quick perception check for me. So roll a d20 and add your perception modifier.
It would be with the modifier a 10.
A 10. So it's not great. You're seeing people looking a bit confused. You do hear a bit of murmuring in the car. With a 10, you can't quite hear what they're saying, but you can kind of get from the facial expressions. It's not what they expected. So you are stood up there, and you're stood in front of this eager crowd. I would now like you to make a performance check, please.
With the -1 modifier, it's a 4.
It's a... Okay, so...
We can all laugh to that.
Can you please... Can you just describe what exactly is going on, with consideration that you rolled a 4 for your singing?
Confidence, because I was one of the best singers in my hometown, start saying, I'm a bee on the next level. I'm gonna be rocking over that bass treble. I'm gonna be chilling with the mother crew. I'm gonna be making all them deals you want to do. I'm gonna be all there on that A-list flick. I'm gonna do a one-handed flip, and I'm gonna be drinking that good sauce. I'm gonna be licking your lips. I'm a bee. And I'm doing this obviously at the rhythm of a drum. That's how we do it down under.
My God.
So as you are, so as you're there, kind of like you guys, for the story reasons, aren't quite there yet. You're not quite in the crowd, but you see the audience are just kind of staring, looking. It's in your head, you are killing it right now. Like, you are laying it down. You are throwing some sweet moves. You're jiving with the music. You're really getting into it. Like, you're hitting every single bar. In real life, you see the band in the background. They started playing and immediately stopped after having no idea what you were saying. You see a lot of parents are immediately covering their children's ears. You see a lot of kids there laughing their eyes out, just crying. They are loving it, clapping. You see some parents immediately grabbing, it's like, no, child, come, and immediately dragging their kid away to the next thing. You see guys at the bar. You don't even notice it because you're getting so into it at the moment. Like, you close your eyes and you're really getting into the words. A beer glass comes flying past your face from the bar that's kind of off at the back of the statue, from like two drunkards that are sat there. Um, but obviously it's not a nat one. That's the main thing. Not a nat one. So you know, but that's kind of what's happening right now. It's not. It's not great. He kind of looks to you afterwards. He's it's it's kind of embarrassing. You kind of stood there at the end. The crowd's kind of looking at you like. You notice it's kind of like about a third, maybe a quarter of the crowd that was there before. But like I said, you were getting into it. In your mind, you've just been popping and locking and throwing beats down like there's no tomorrow. The guy that kind of Jasper, who kind of came up to you, he's like, "Yes, my friend. That was great. Give another hand for Sebastian. Yes." And he kind of comes over and whispers, "You just lost me so many coins. Here, take your worth.
But you did not let me.
Shh. You ruined me." And kind of throws you over a sack of about like 10 gold. And immediately starts like angrily with the girls like, "Come on," and it starts like immediately like packing away the tent and everything. They're leaving. By the way, this is like only just turned afternoon, and this is meant to be like a full day event, and he's already packing up. He knows he's ruined. Is there anything you wish to do after you've now fully embarrassed yourself in front of the entire crowd of this city?
I go angry. Hey, Knuckle Snap demands his armor back. I will now be left with this clown clothes. Only functional clothes for me.
Yes, he's like, "Fine, you can get changed, but be quick. We need to go." So you immediately, that was an awful accent, by the way. I apologize. So you immediately kind of go back into the tent. As you walk in, he kind of leaves you alone. You immediately hear the curtains go shut. You turn around. Strangely quiet, considering you just had a busy crowd outside with the owner and his helpers, and it's strangely quiet. You're kind of looking around.
That's strange.
And you hear a strange swirling noise. As you're looking towards the curtains that just closed behind you, hear and we're going to freeze there. We're going to rewind. And we are going to then go back to the entrance of the fair, going into full swing now as the music gets playing once again. And we are now going to introduce our next character who's just entering the fair with some happy friends. They've all kind of come along from the next town over, and they're coming just to see how this fair goes. And we are now going to go over to Celia. Do you want to introduce your character for us?
Me?
Yes, if you could.
Yes, I can. So, I'm a dragonborn rogue.
Ooh.
My name is Erika,
Okay.
and I'm just going to the fair to see what I can get from people because it's always a sick crown, and maybe I can catch something with my friend to actually buy some equipment and go on the wide forest, and I don't know, maybe stop some people for gold too. Or
Okay.
maybe just have a dragon or any creature.
Okay, so you're entering into this fair, and you're kind of with your friends, and you've got one of your closest friends there. We'll call her Miriam, and she's kind of there next to you, and she's kind of like, "It's okay. I've got the spell up, but don't worry, it's okay. Just act natural, and everything will be fine." The reason she's saying that is, kind of in this town, dragonborns are seen as not great beings. A lot of people are scared of dragonborns. From the town that you're
I'm
from,
gonna wear a cape.
you're gonna wear a cape
Gonna
as
wear a
well. Well,
cape.
you're a rogue as well, so you're very good at hiding yourself, kind of being not seen. This kind of the way where you live in the town over is very small, and they've kind of accepted you for being a dragonborn. But this is kind of your first time coming in the open. You used to come into this kind of city, but you've always wanted to come to the fair, but you've never had a chance to because obviously it's in broad daylight, and you've always normally come under the cover of night. So it's a little bit uncomfortable for you. Just
Get
make
my friend with me, so
roll.
maybe it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why you brought her. She's kind of more your support. She's there. You kind of asked her for help, and you've gone together. She kind of says, just try and act natural the best you can. I want you to roll a deception check, if you can, as you're trying to deceive
Deception.
people.
Okay.
I'm excited to see
And
what
I
this roll's going to be.
have an 11.
An 11. Okay, that'll do. So it's you're kind of acting natural as you go along. There's a few little bits where you kind of looks like an unnatural walk, mainly because dragonborns have tails, and she's kind of like disguised you as a human to kind of make you fit into this
Yeah, and
crowd. So it's eventually you kind
maybe
of like
my nose.
yep.
I have
So
a
you've
big nose.
yes, but it looks like you've got a flat face. So there's occasional bits where you think you're gonna bump into someone, but to them it looks like they've got loads of distance. So for some reason you've just backed away for no reason, and you're also kind of turning away to make sure you don't hit your tail with anyone. But you kind of make it out. You kind of rescue it by making it out like you're looking at the sun, or you're looking around for someone, or like you're scratching the back of your foot. So no one really guesses anything, and no one's really suspicious. As you're going through, you see a cat kind of scurry in front of you, kind of strokes up beside your leg, starts purring a little bit, kind of gives you a look. It's a strange look of recognition, and then kind of immediately turns, runs away. And it's going down as you go into the center. As you're entering the center of this town, you're hearing the strangest singing you have ever heard. It is the weirdest vocals. You have no idea what's going on. It's not pleasant whatsoever. You can't quite see,
Yeah.
but you hear it from the center. So you have that over there. It's quite a distressing noise. It kind of makes you want to leave a little bit. But you kind of focus on this cat that's going down this one alleyway. I'll say alleyway, kind of one
I'm going to
street
follow
road.
it.
You're gonna straight away follow it. As you start walking towards it, you kind of your friend kind of goes, "No, where are you going? Oh, not again."
Hey,
kinda like
there's a cat. I want a cat.
You
There's a
can't
kitty.
follow. You do realize how long it
I
took
think-
us to get here. You followed every single cat on the way here. You can't just follow every animal you see.
I
Well,
want a cat.
Oh,
I didn't have a cat back then. I want one. They're so cute. They're so slim. I want one, please.
fine.
Please.
I need to go get some stuff from the shop.
Yay.
I need to go get some stuff from the shop anyway. Are you gonna be okay by yourself?
Oh yes, sure.
Okay, just
Where
don't.
did it go?
If you need me, I'll just be over here. Okay? Don't.
Okay, I got you on. Where's the kitty?
So you kind of see the cat that's gone in front of you. It kind of went a bit through the crowd. You did see it though. The cat kind of turned towards you, give you a kind of a look of like, "Are you following?" and then quickly scurry away again. As a way of
Oh.
kind of encouraging you to follow, and you can kind of guess that this is obviously where I want you to go.
I'm gonna follow it.
You're gonna follow it. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna catch you.
So you're going down the street and you're following this cat. It's getting busier. You're kind of bumping into people as this is a busy part of town, and there are lots of people here, and you can see lots of stalls. This is kind of definitely an alleyway where competitions are going on, and people are making things, and people are like chopping wood. You can occasionally hear a crowd going off on the side, like, oh, God! And you occasionally hear that kind of noise going off on the side. You don't know what events are going on
Is
right now.
this chicken?
You
Is
don't-
this chicken fight?
You you can check it out if
I
you
want
want.
to eat the chicken.
You want to
I want to eat the chicken.
You want to eat the chicken.
Yes.
You want to eat. Okay, so you kind of go off to. You go off to the side. You see a crowd, and what you see is you see a crowd gathering right around the edge of this pen, and
Is
you see a
any
lot of mud
cage
getting close
with
to
the chicken?
It's not a cage. It's kind of an open fenced area, like a circular fenced muddy pit, with people crowded around. You occasionally hear the splats. You're hearing the chicken every so often, just kind of like that, and then you're also hearing that voices of like a.
Now I'm hungry.
You're hearing like voices of like slapping on the floor in front of you, and the crowd's like going, "Oh!" kind of like cheering around. Do you want to go closer, or are you carrying on?
There's a cat.
Where's the cat? The cat is
Where's
the cat is stood beside you. Actually, it's by your foot, and it's kind of looking up at you, and then looking towards the pit.
I'm gonna pick it up.
You're gonna pick up the cat. As you pick up the cat,
Pick up the kitty.
the cat's kind of like nuzzling in your neck, and like, can you hear it purring? Like, kind of purring. That was the worst purring I've ever attempted to do. So you kind of you
I
hear
can
it.
do it for you if you want.
Hey, go for it if you can do a better purring noise.
Wow.
That's
actually pretty impressive.
That is weirdly good. Impressively good. So you're kind of there, the cat's kind of nuzzling you, but you can occasionally see the cat looking over in that direction. You then eventually hear like, get out of here. Hey, come all. Anybody that wants to give it a try. We got a chicken here. Why can no one seem to get this chicken? There's 100 gold on the prize here for anyone that can just catch this chicken in under 1 minute. Anybody, please give it a go. Anyone, please. And all the guys are kind of like looking at it, and he's kind of pointing over to the crowd. He's like, hey, you, sir, come on. You look like a dexterous guy. Do you want to give this a go? Come on. You just got to catch a chicken. It means nothing. It's 100 gold if you can get it. And he's kind of, and they're kind of like backing each other up. He's like, go on, do it. And he's like, nah, I ain't. There's no way I can do that. No. What do you want to do?
I mean, with the cat, I can do it.
You're going in. Are you?
Maybe a little cheating,
Are you?
but I'm gonna roll for it.
You're going to try. Okay, so you're gonna go for it with the cat.
Yes.
Okay, so you you go up to the front. You kind of put. I'm guessing you put your hand up. You put your hand up to kind of say you're gonna do it, and you kind of call him over, and he's like, ah, thank you so much. Finally, someone that's willing to give it a go. What would be your name is?
Erica.
Erica, nice to meet you. Do you want to put your cat down or anything? Are you gonna come in here? I don't mean you. Do you want to mess up your drawers and everything like that? It's
My
not exactly a
cat
lady
is gonna
spot
be
right here.
competing. No, my cat is gonna be competing to
Ah,
your deadly chicken.
you.
So if
Unfortunately,
excuse me, I'm gonna. No, you don't understand. I'm gonna battle the chicken with the cat.
so you're
You scared? Are you too scared?
as soon as
Are
you
you
say
little chicken baby?
as soon as you say that, he immediately looking around. You've got this whole crowd now staring at him, going, oh, kind of just staring at him, and he's there, kind of backing him. He's like, nah, I'm not scared at all. If you want to go for it, miss, go for it. You and the cat go in there against the chicken, go for it. That'll be 3 gold, please, for your attempt. Obviously, I'm not a free man. I got to make a living out of this. Do you give him the
Okay.
gold?
Can give you three gold.
3 gold, yes. Which you have. You would have come prepared with money because this is a fair.
I have some that I stole not so long ago.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're giving the 3 gold. He kind of enters you into the pit, and we are now going to have a fun little game of catch the chicken. So you're kind of stood there, and obviously the chicken's there. The chicken, you can make a perception check for me on this chicken.
Perception check here. And I got a 19.
A 19. Okay, so you're making this perception
I-
check. This chicken, the mud is very sticky. You can see a lot of people have been going at it at this chicken. A lot of people have had a few rounds. You can tell just how churned and how muddy and how wet this is. Even as you're stepping on it, it's very thick. You can see that the chicken its feet is digging into the mud. So it's stood there and its feet are very deep in the mud. From what you can see, very deep in the mud. The chicken's kind of like looking around, obviously beady-eyed and everything like that. Kind of just looking around. It's almost unaware of you and your presence. He kind of there. He's like, okay, ma'am, so you know the rules. You got 1 minute to catch that chicken. Very simple. I don't see why these guys can't do it. Maybe you can prove them wrong. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. So now you and... Sorry, did you want to say something?
No, not really. I think I'm just gonna observe the chicken, how it move, and see how can I catch it with the cat.
Okay.
And because the cat is not very it's very light, I think it won't actually sink into the mud.
Okay. So you put the cat down beside you. You're very careful being on the mud. He kind of rings the bell. Ding, ding, ding. So you now have 1 minute to try and catch this chicken. Everyone's like watching it, especially you got the crowd cheering. You're like, whoa, yeah. You got a few people whispering in the background as you go to do it. Can you make... As you go to with that perception check that you did before, I'll keep that going with this one of what you said. It looks like the chicken has its feet dug in. Obviously, it's not kind of looking around where you are. You definitely think you have a chance with a cat and yourself to catch this chicken that has its feet dug in the mud. So can you make one roll? Make a let's say, can you make a dexterity check, please, to see if you can sneak around and catch? I'll let you choose. You can either do dexterity. Actually, you know what? Athletics or acrobatics, your choice. Athletics or acrobatics, either one of the two.
I think I'm gonna go with dexterity.
Sorry, athletics or acrobatics. I meant just them two. One of them two, not dexterity. Athletics or acrobatics. Which one of the two? Just roll a d20 and make a check and tell me what it is with your either one of the bonuses.
You say athletic or acrobatic?
Either one. Your choice. You choose which one you want. And I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna make a roll on my end.
I'm gonna choose athletic because this is something I have.
Okay.
So here I go. And you're not gonna believe it.
What have you got?
19.
19. 19. Okay.
Better rolls than me.
Sorry.
So you're kind of sneaking around. You've got the cat sneaking on the other side. You're kind of charging up. Immediately, as you kind of both lunge, you kind of wait for your turn, and you immediately lunge for the cat for the chicken. The chicken immediately digs its feet out, jumps, slides along the mud to get out of your way, and you both crashing into the cat as your face is now covered and your clothes are now covered in mud as you slide kind of scorpion style into each other. You then look around, the crowd's like, oh yeah, kind of cheering there, cheering and everything. I rolled a 22. No word of a lie. You kind of turn around, and the chicken's there like, "Buck, buck, buck, buck," and the chicken immediately turns to you and just goes, "Buck, buck, buck," and the eyebrows just go focused.
Okay.
You quickly clock on. I'm going to keep using the perception check that you used before. You quickly clock on that something's going on here. So you've got 2 more attempts in the minute. It's kind of taking you 20 seconds. You kind of snuck around, keeping quiet. You immediately go lunging in. You crash. Hit the cat. You hit the
I
cat, and the cat
think
hits you. You got covered in mud. The cat's covered in mud. The cat's like meow, kind of wiping away and everything. And the chicken's there. They're kind of like stood at you. Wings are flared. And is waiting for you. I want you to make another
think
athletics or acrobatics check, please.
yeah, I think there's something fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're cheating.
You're gonna have to make a roll quick because you're running out of time. The crowd's going
I
across
want
you.
to investigate.
You're going to investigate.
I want to investigate.
I'm gonna let you know
Yeah,
you got 2.
there's something fishy.
Within this minute, you've got time for 2 more rolls. Are you gonna use a roll to investigate?
Okay, investigate.
All right then. All right.
Ah, you're gonna kill me.
Go for it.
I roll a 22.
A 22 with investigation. Okay. All right then. You look out at the guy who's running the stand. He's got his arms crossed against the pole by the opening of the tent that's next to this pit. And you can see him kind of just chuckle to himself like every time. And you can kind of see the chicken for a split second with a 22. For a split second, you can swear his form shifts just a little bit. You swear that the actual image of him kind of like flickers just a little bit, like a stuttering on a TV, just flickers just a little bit, and then you kind of wait a second and you notice it again. You now have chance, one more roll, one more chance before time runs out to try and catch this chicken. What are you gonna do? Athletics or acrobatics?
I guess I have to catch the chicken. Yes.
You have to have hold of the chicken by the end of the minute.
Okay.
You gotta be quick. You gotta
I'm
be
gonna
quick.
use my cape. I'm gonna use my cape to actually block his view from me
Yeah.
and get the cat on one side to actually lure him to the other side, because with the cape in front of him, he can't see me, but he
Okay.
sees the cat on one side, and there's nothing on the other side. And because I'm behind the cape, he won't see me coming from this side.
Okay. Hey, we've got our final member. He's joining us. He'll be here in a second. Okay. We'll just quickly go over your stuff. Make a deception check for me, and I'm going to make a perception check for the chicken to see if he gets past it. So we're just rolling to see if we can beat each other. So make a deception check, please.
I'm late.
It's fine. We'll get to you in a second. We're just in the middle of we're getting in the middle of this round. What did you roll for deception?
15.
15? Okay. Yes. So you're kind of like using your cape to kind of like hide your view, but make it kind of follow the cat as the cat's kind of following around. And yet the chicken's a little bit confused and immediately kind of starts wandering around, being careful of the chicken. You can tell that he's being very careful because it's a cat, that they're being very cautious and making sure they don't mess it up. Because obviously a cat towards a chicken, a cat's going to be quite fatal if it gets hold of it. So he's kind of like, the chicken's kind of backing away, wings spread a little bit, being very cautious, and then for a split second takes its eyes off you, which gives you your chance to attack. Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatic check. So long.
Or what we got?
On.
What'd you get?
Sorry, it's just I got a 10.
You got a 10? Okay, that'll just do it. You see, as she's kind of like sneaking around, she looks round past her cape and she can see that she's kind of fooled the chicken a little bit and immediately throws the cape down, lunges, arms straight forward, slides. You see you can see the guy by the tent. He's there with his bell. He's like, ding, ding, ding. Oh, that's time up. Unfortunately, we're so sorry, ma'am. And you kind of like go, you kind of like hold him and tell him to wait. Stand up with the chicken in your arm, and the chickens are like just they're like rustling around. The crowd's like, oh yeah, pay her, pay her, pay her.
I
Like,
got the chicken.
and everyone's kind of like cheering you and chanting, saying, pay her, pay her, pay her. And the guy's kind of there like, well, congratulations there. If you don't mind handing back that chicken. If you want to come inside,
It's
we'll
not
get
a
you your
chicken.
100. What are you talking about?
It's not a chicken.
Cause it's a chicken. I don't know what you're
I
on about.
saw it.
Okay, just be quiet, okay? Just come
I
inside.
saw it, mister. I saw your sneaky little
The crowd kind
thing
of
with the chicken.
the crowd kind of
Actually stole from everyone here.
everyone's
So
kind of like
you're gonna give me my money here and now, before everyone here, so they could see what you're giving me and not just stabbing me on the back.
So you see the crowd's kind of like ooh, and they're kind of like murmuring to each other, and they're getting very angry now and really aggressive. And you see the ones that are kind of like lost, they're kind of coming back. It's like, yeah, was this a scam? Give me my money. And they're kind of like now forcing, they're starting to push on the fence and everything. He's kind of there now. He's like, everybody, calm down. I apologize. I was just doing it for entertainment purposes. Didn't you guys have fun trying to do it? And they're like, no, we humiliate ourselves. You can see a guy kind of crying to himself. Kind of as a woman's like walking away, kind of like angrily throwing a glove on the ground and walking away. You can kind of easily tell that he was trying to impress her, and it's easily gone wrong as he's been outsmarted by a chicken. So he's kind of there, and he's just apologizing, and then he immediately just clicks his fingers, and the chicken that you are holding in your arms immediately comes very heavy, and you kind of immediately kind of have to drop your hand because it's an unnatural weight that all of a sudden just hit your arm that you weren't prepared for, and you see a guy completely naked just laying on the floor. He's like,
Shapeshifter.
I'm not doing
Oh,
that
really
again. He's like,
nice.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not doing it again. And he kind of like immediately like holding himself,
fair.
sprints off into the back. And the guy kind of like, fine, I'll get you your money. Just one at a time, line up, and I'll give you your money. Do you want to come in first, and I'll give you your money. And he kind of like walks back into the tent, waiting for you to kind of follow. The crowd's kind of like pushing you now, saying like, go on, go get it. And they've all made a single file line behind you, ready to collect their money once you've like left. So they're waiting for you to go in and come back out so they can go in and get their money.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you. But if you do something funny, I'm gonna split your throat. Okay?
Okay. There's no need for that talk, ma'am. Okay, I'm sorry. Just come inside and we'll handle this. And he's kind of like got his head down
Okay.
and everything, arms up, very much as you've got like a dagger to his neck. And the crowd, the queue that stood behind you immediately just kind of has a bit of, okay, kind of immediately kind of has a lean back to it. So you kind of walk in, and as you're walking into this tent, you're feeling a little bit dizzy. That fight took a lot out of you. Strange amount out of you. A bit more than what you think you should have. You start getting a bit dizzy. You're starting to get black spots kind of peering in your vision.
Oh no.
And you start hearing a very similar. And we pause there, and we quickly rewind as we are now heading deeper into one of the other alleyways. We're not going back to the entrance. And we immediately catch up to another one of our characters. By the way, nice to meet you. For you that's just joined. Just to let you know, just to catch you up, if you could go and randomize a level 6 character for us, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Yes, so a level 6 character, please. So as we are now going through the streets once again, back through the bustling town, very now it's getting even more exciting. This is a lot more of the older entertainment. You can see female dancers outside the doors and everything. You see enticing people in. You see a lot of male dancers around. There's another bar kind of a few streets down that we kind of go through, and you see male dancers kind of dancing and enticing people in, both male and female. And you see them kind of draw, and you see that it's dancers, and there's more harder fair games. These are not necessarily for kids now. And we come to our next character who is walking down these streets, and we are now going to introduce Ice Queen. So Ice Queen, can you please introduce your character for us?
My character's name is Volkmer Pinecrusher.
Ooh.
And I am a variant human.
Do you mind saying that again? Sorry, say that again.
Variant human.
Variant human. Ooh. Okay then. Exciting. So that's actually quite new to me, but we'll go with it. Okay, so you're kind of going down this aisleway, and you see these kind of these bits of entertainment and stuff like that, and you're kind of making your way, and you start hearing seagulls and crows and stuff starting to appear, and you start hearing waves kind of crashing along a beach. As you make your way down, I'm gonna say your human is more of someone that can help themselves. You're not there with anyone. You're kind of just making their way through the street. You're known in this town. You know this fair was going on. So I literally just saw a cat disappear in your background, by the way. I could just picture in my mind like the cat purring, then just zoom out of the camera. Anyway, so you're kind of making your way down to this beach area, and you see a few water games. Can you make a perception check for me to see what games there are?
It is 15.
A 15. Thank you very much. So with a 15, you can easily see many of the games that are going on here. There are a few water games. You can see that there is a stone tossing competition to see who can get the most skips out of a stone. You can see a few other ones. They're like fishing games. They're not really that exciting. As you're walking there with your dog in the background, accompanying you. However, what you do see, which activity does entice you a little bit, is it seems to be some kind of balance game. You see two guys, very burly guys, heavy beards. You see one guy that looks like a dwarf, gingery hair, beard plaited twice down the sides here with little beads at the end to kind of hold it in. You see long, glorious ginger hair and this heavy, shirtless kind of dwarf man who's kind of running on a log, and you see turn the other way, seem to be running in the other direction, quite a tall, slim, lean, what you see is a human or a half-elf. You'd have to look closer by the ears to tell. And you see them running on this log, and it's built up quite a crowd, and they're chanting and everything like that. But it's the weirdest thing. There are no males around, and you see a lot of the females are very, hands, with the handbags or purses at this time, long flowing dresses, beautiful blonde and brunettes, curly hair, a few redheads kind of dressed in the back, sitting there. Oh, isn't this delightful, darling? I tell you, my man, he's so strong. He gonna win. You know he will. And they're kind of there in the background, and And it's kind of weird, and it's a very manly sport, and there's something about it that's kind of pushing you towards it, which is not a hint whatsoever.
Okay, so I'm working towards it because I need money. If I
You-
need to win this because I need money.
Okay,
I'm here to make money.
It really, it
as
really looks like that we got just fall into a circle of people that just people that fall into their business, or they just found out what business is,
mm.
just kidnap them. I don't know. It looks like it.
You don't know at the moment. So you're making your way towards these logs. You kind of see a big crowd, and you see a lot of guys have got their shirts off. Some are like drenched heavily, and they're kind of shaking their heads, and they're not happy about it. You see a few guys kind of laughing at them, and they're kind of like obviously doing that muscle pose where they cross their arms and they bulge their muscles out with their hands, holding big poses. Be like, oh, yes, my friends, are you ready for this? No one can match my might. You see a lot of burly guys here, and you're kind of making your way through, and you see immediately the dwarf is kind of running. It's like, my little legs. You think you have got me? You have no chance, my friend. And he's kind of doing that, and you see the elf has got no problem with it. He is easily just outrunning this guy in the log. He's twisting it backwards and forwards. He's switching round both ways to kind of throw the other guy off. The dwarf's barely holding on, and you see the half elves there, like just like one hand behind him, other hand up in the air like this, and just easily rolling this log. Like there's no problem. Eventually, you see the dwarf goes flying into the water, into the drink. Everyone is chanting and cheering, like, "Hey, Theodore, Theodore, Theodore." And Theodore is just stood there easily, not even dropped his pose. One arm behind his back, other hand high in the air, kind of giving a gesture to the others. And you see another guy who's there at the start of the dock with a sign saying 300 gold, defeat Theodore. And the guy's there like, "Ladies and gentlemen, gather round, if you could, please. No one has beaten this magnificent image of a man, Theodore. Can anyone defeat a high elf as himself? Can anyone? No? No takers?"
I will try.
So as you put your hand up, the entire crowd of just like big burly guys just immediately turn around and go, "Huh?" And as you put your hand up, the crowd parts to show you stood there, quite very confident in your abilities, arm up in the air. And you immediately put your hand down and just start walking as if you've already been picked. You just start walking confidently right to the end of the dock. And the guy's there like, "I don't know, ma'am. This isn't really that kind of competition. I mean, we've got hair braiding and dressmaking over on the other side of town if you want to go to that. I mean, I just don't want a young lady like yourself to get hurt." Are you going to say in response?
Oh,
I slap him.
oh,
You slap him? Oh! Right, make an attack roll. Make an attack roll right now. So roll a d20. And then add in your attack little box, it should tell you what your unarmed strike is, what the plus is. And that should be your added bonus to rolling a dice.
we're gonna kill him.
$23. Oh no! Wait. Unarmed strike. Yes, 23.
Oh
You
my god.
So you backhand this dude to a new realm. As he's kind of saying this, he's kind of looking around at Theodore, and he's like, "I don't know, man. Maybe you want to go to the other side of the..." And you just sees this hand come You don't even change pose or change motion or show anger in your face. You just come along with the hand and backhand the hell out of him. You just smacked his soul back to heaven. And this guy is like stammering. He's got a massive red mark on the side of his face. And you see two security guards that are stood there that kind of like... He kind of goes to charge at you, but he's like limping around. He is out of it. And you immediately then hear a voice coming from the log over on the lake. Ah, my good friend. Why don't you let her have a chance? Why don't you? It's quite rude to be calling a lady that kind of things. If she wants to give it a go with a man like me, let her have a go. And he's kind of stood there waiting, kind of looks at you, and calls you over. And all these guys are kind of like giggling a little bit, and you see a few of the guys though that just saw this amazing backhand that you gave to this guy's like servant or butler or whatever, and they immediately kind of step back a little bit and be like, okay, and just shut up. Any comments that they were making before, silence now. You now see a few women as well, kind of stepping forward and kind of like waving fans and watching in the background. So there is a boat that'll row you out there. Do you want to go on the boat to it?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
want to get on the boat.
You're gonna go on the boat. Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to swim or not. Like show a proper power move and just swim to it. It's to be fair, it's not that far from the side. You could probably walk it. To be fair, it'll get waist high, but you could walk it if you wanted to.
I don't want to get my hair wet. I'll get in the boat.
Okay, so you get in the boat, and the guy's kind of like rowing over, and he's not saying anything. He's looking away, and he's like making sure he keeps his distance. Like with every row, he's keeping his distance a little bit because he doesn't want to like offend you or backhand you at all. You have just pulled an amazing power move and got so much respect for it. No one is messing with you. So you're kind of like rowing backwards. So you're kind of like rowing backwards. Yeah. To be fair, like with that roll on an attack roll, of course you do. So you kind of get there and you get yourself on the log and you kind of balance yourself and you're facing the other way to Theodore, and Theodore just kind of looks and goes, "Are you ready, my lady?"
Yes.
Doggy.
I hope you don't mind getting your hair wet. Okay. And the other guy is there on the side and he's like wavering, and Theodore's kind of like that. Kind of snaps his fingers, and the guy's like, ding ding, and then falls on the floor because he's still like concussed from that slap. And he starts. I would like you to roll an acrobatics check for me, please, to try and see if you can lead this roll and get log rolling in your favor. I might not use this tower anymore. Say that again.
A 14.
A 14? 14. Okay.
Yes.
So you immediately get the log roll, and it's starting to go in your favor. You're running forwards, getting the log roll to go backwards. He's struggling because he's having to run backwards in his direction. You see him kind of like arm up in the air, still kind of elegant in a way, but you do see a hint of him going like, ooh. A little bit throws him off. You can see you've got him on the roll. I want you to roll again to see if you can get the log roll in your favor again.
$13.
13. Okay, so you kind of try and force it your way, and then you feel yourself slip a little bit, and he kind of gets it. Theodore gets his foot in again, and he's starting to roll it back, and you're starting to go backwards now. He's kind of evened it out. He worked out what your tactic was, and he's evened it out. So you're back at even peggings. Can you roll again, please? I need more tense music for this. I need something like really going. If anyone watches this and can make tense music, please. No one's watching.
I don't have.
Pardon?
23.
23. You easily get it back. As he starts trying to get it again, you kind of like stomp your foot on the log, which kind of makes it wobble a little bit, throws him off, and you just start treading your way again as you do. Easy. You're not even breaking eye contact. It's starting to throw him off a little bit. He's now taking his hand away from his back, and he's starting to use both hands as a bit of a balancing now. So you see you've definitely thrown him off a little bit. Can you roll again? We need like Pirates of the 16. We need like Pirates of the Caribbean music going on, like dun 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 dun, kind of that music going. So you kind of start it. You've got a groove going, but obviously it's getting wet, and your cardio is starting to come into effect now because you're still going with it. And he's kind of now because he's got his hands balanced again. He's kind of he's struggling to get a bit of grip, but then he starts pulling it back, and you're starting to go backwards now. So he's pulled it back again. Can you roll one more?
Mm. 15.
15. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the way, on that last one, he rolled a nat 20. No word of a lie, another nat 20. So he's now got the roll again, and you can see hand back behind his back, hand up. He's getting confident. He's getting into his groove. He's rolling backwards and forwards. You're starting to slip a little bit, get a bit uncomfortable. I need you to do one more roll to see if you can stay on or whether you fall.
See. Oh.
What'd you get?
18.
Pardon? Say that again. What did you get?
18.
18. Okay, easily. He's getting confident. He kind of takes his eyes off you, and he kind of looks to the crowd, and he starts waving at some of the women, and one or two of the women are kind of like... And as you do that, you see he's distracted. You immediately stomp down once again. You get a grip on the piece of the wood where it's a little bit splintered and start pelting it in your direction. And he's kind of thrown off, and he gets his hands back onto the side. He's like, oh. And he's now kind of like focusing. He's now fully focused on you and trying to keep this balance. You've got it back in your favor. Roll again. This is so tense, going back and forth. Do it again.
I don't want to fall in the water.
Oh my god.
Come on. You need this. Come on. You need, come on.
12.
12. Okay, so he's kind of like trying to pull it back, but you kind of hold it there. You're switching back directions, backwards and forwards. And eventually, you find a bit of grip. You dig your foot in, but very subtly, switch it backwards and forwards. He slips, loses grip a little bit. His foot dips into the water. I want you to make one more roll with advantage. Advantage. So roll 2 dice and take the highest number. He's going to roll at disadvantage because he's
Come
practically
on.
slipping now.
Come on, you can win it.
Oh, what a roll!
My god, this is so
2 dice,
intense.
What'd you get?
You got it. Come on.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You kind of got the crowd now chanting towards you. You got to do it, do it. What'd you get?
So I take the highest one of the
Highest
2
to the 2.
19.
19. You see, he's starting to get his grip back up. You throw it off once again. He slips to the other foot. He's then managing just to try and get back onto it. His hand goes behind his back. He's starting to get a bit of grip. You kind of look at him and give him a wink, and he's like, gives you a wink back. As he winks, one more stomp on the log. Both feet just slide off, and he fully, with full force, straddles a splintered spinning log. And you have seen a guy transfer so quickly from I have no way of losing to and just like a cartoon, just like you start rolling the log a little bit as you watch him, and just like a cartoon, he stood there like just tips into the water. He's not even trying to swim. He's just like starfishing on his back with his hands between his legs, and he's like, and the other guy's there with the concussion. He's like, Master, did you win? Did you
She
He's
did.
like, "Maybe
did
I
you?
do it."
And he's just stuttering over and over again while this other guy's just like floating off, holding his parts, and you have successfully won. The crowd immediately is like, yeah! Starts cheering. You do see a few ladies in the background kind of like stood, giving you like a respectful clap, and you kind of see these guys come up to them and go, oh, come on, let's go. And immediately she's just like, hold on a second, and just pushes him away and keeps clapping you. Whew. Well done.
Yes, queen.
I love that. Yes, queen. Do it. So as you do this, the boat is on the other side now. You do have to, as it's kind of like getting ready to bring the next two people on, you do have to kind of jump into the water to climb back out and go to the side and get your money.
Where's the
As the boat's on the other side, it went to go pick up the next people to immediately get the next group going. Because this guy's been defeated, and obviously the Theodore's main guy has got a concussion from your intense backslap. That the guy the other guys there are that were there with him are just panicking. Like the security guards are now taking over, and they're not sure what to do. So like, you go. And he's like, okay, and they kind of stood there and they accepted. So they're both sat on the boat, shaking hands, ready to go. So you kind of have to jump off. As you
This
jump
is
in,
gonna be a mess.
as you jump into the water, your head kind of dips under the water a little bit. And there's a strange thing. You can swear you hear singing. And you're not sure where it's
no.
from. You're kind of looking around under the water. It's strangely silent. You look down, you see something kind of shining at the bottom of the floor. And as you kind of look at its direction, the singing gets a bit louder. It's more, and it's kind of like enticing you in. There's a small button. And as you look away, the sound gets a bit quiet. But then you pull your head back and it gets louder. And there's something about it. And it's just starting to pull you in. And then you start hearing kind of a weird sound. It's weird. Like, why is everything spinning? And you realize it's not spinning, you're spinning. You notice the water around you is kind of circling faster and faster. Almost like a plug hole. As the water starts draining down, it starts getting faster and faster. As it's starting to pull down and down and down towards this very shining light, and you hear this very, very eerie. And that's where we pause and rewind back over this bustling city. And we now make our way through the streets into this more playful area, which is much happier, much more cheerful, mainly for all the children. And you are there just enjoying the day. You're kind of looking around and seeing everyone around you. And definitely this is more of a kids area. There's more kids entertainment. There's like clowns and jesters with little sparklers and people like casting little cantrips and spells, making little unicorns and flowers float in the air. And these young little children are absolutely loving it. And this is where we're going to introduce our next character, who's going to be, let's go Mad Minds. Let's go with you. So Mad Minds, can you introduce your character for us, please? We actually can't hear you, Mad Minds, unfortunately. Your microphones. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. First technical difficulty. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. There we go.
I had to mess with the
Okay,
settings,
then.
sorry.
That's right.
You gotta
So,
turn it up.
can
There
you
you
introduce your character,
There you go.
please?
Yeah, so I am a Fire Ganashi monk.
Fire Genasi,
Name
nice.
is Forge. So, yeah, that's who I am.
A Fire Genasi monk.
Monk. Yeah, this is.
And what was your name again?
Torch.
Torch.
Real original.
That's cool.
That is dope. You have the dopest character.
Bit on the nose. I like
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna be a firebender.
Yeah, basically, I'm basically a firebender.
That's so sick. You could do like, we can't get into that. We need to get into the story.
This is gonna be fun. While I was going through everything that he could do, I'm like, this is gonna be fun. Like, I can't use a weapon or use armor
Yeah.
because I won't
monk.
get the boost.
Oh yeah.
But this is-
No doubt.
This is gonna be fun.
So you you kind of what you do is you get there and you're there and you it's the weirdest kind of thing. You don't have any children with you. You are definitely single, but you get a lot of attention from the children looking at you just because fire genasies tend to have a tendency to have a bit more of a reddish kind of skin, a bit more like a sunburn kind of skin, and it's definitely interesting because you also tend to have very bright orangey, slightly going into a hot yellow hair, and this is kind of natural for fire genasies. And you could swear, like when people describe them, for you this is natural. You don't know why people are staring, but you can swear people look at you, and they could swear that they see that your hair is on fire sometimes. But to you, it's natural. Like you just have normal flowing hair, but to them, it's just the color and the way it flows is almost like it's on fire. And the kids are fascinated by it. You're kind of got kids pointing, going, "Ooh, and they kind of got parents telling them. They got kids telling the parents and pulling on the skirts and pulling on the trousers. And you enjoy this kind of area, and it's a change. And you try and being a fire genasi, I'm going to say that you try and fit in. But it's very hard because of your heritage and your background. But that's not you. You enjoy these little bits. You enjoy the town. You enjoy being with people. And there's this little store that you come across. There's this lovely little woman there. She's blonde hair, very kind of bouncy, a little bit naturally curly. With this lovely white flowing dress on that goes down to about the knee. She's kind of sat on a stool, legs together, and she's kind of talking to these children who are there doing these kind of putting flowers together. And you see a few like naturally made dresses in the background. And this is really nice. And she kind of sees you walking by, and she comes up to you and goes, "Oh, hello, my friend. I saw you walking by. We've not got much interest. Would you be interested in taking part in our competition today? It's there to help the children, really. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't want to impose. Would you be interested in helping?"
Well, anything for the children.
Oh,
So yeah, I would definitely. Wait, so you said it's a competition, or what is it?
so there's a competition. She kind of looks. After you say that, she looks and goes, "Oh, well, bless your kind heart. May I say you have very pretty hair." And she kind of blushes a little bit and kind of walks away and kind of guides you onto the board. And as you read the board, the challenge, basically, I'll read it out to you. The challenge is to make a self-sustaining or eco-friendly, basically, garment, dress, or outfit. You have to make it out of full natural materials that are laid out in front of you. And you see like flowers and leaves and grass and stuff like that, and petals and all sorts. And she's kind of explaining to you that there is a prize for this. Like it's just, and all the money that you get. The prize is that the prize is I think is we'll say like 50 gold. But it's mainly like the money that you put in goes towards like helping these kids. And you can see all these. She explains to you all the kids that are taking part are homeless children. And she kind of
You're
does
gonna
this.
burn the flowers.
I'd like to say that you have some sort of control over your flaming abilities.
I hope so.
So you're kind of there, and you agree to take part, and she's kind of giving you a smile, and she sits you down with your materials and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder a little bit, and make a perception check for me, and she does that. So
What do I roll? D20?
roll a d20 and add your perception modifier.
Okay. No way.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
A what?
Hold on. Let me add
Jeez.
Dang.
Let me add my perception 3, so a 4.
A 4, but you did roll a nat 1.
I just rolled in that one.
You rolled a nat 1.
That's
First,
a great way to start.
first roll of rookie rollers, and you roll a nat 1. Okay, so
This is great.
We still, buddy, we still love you.
this girl who has just come up to you and told you to take part in this competition sits down, puts her hand on your shoulder, and thinks like this is weird. She's definitely playing a game. Something's up here. Something's not right. She's definitely deceiving you. There's something wrong here. I have to say that because it's a nat one. You definitely think she's playing a game or something, or she's trying to get one over on you. You think she's trying to scam you.
Super suspicious.
So you kind of keep going. You definitely think that this is a scam. So you're kind of like, God, how dare she? But you then see over in the corner a very small halfling fellow. You see him in kind of very bright green with a gold accent, puffy-shouldered outfit, lovely garments, very baggy, bellowing trousers that go to the knee with socks that go from the knee down to the ankle, green with gold lining down the side as well. He's kind of coming along, staunting along, very, very cocky. You see multiple medals and badges on his side and a very heavy coin pouch. And he kind of
So I
comes up.
assume he's a soldier.
So, pardon?
I said, do I assume he's a soldier?
No,
Or
these are
some type?
not those kind of medals. These
Oh, okay,
are
sorry.
winning medals. These are prize medals. Someone who's done very
Oh.
successful here at the fair, and he's very cocky. And he comes up to the stand that you're at, and you're sat down. And you're kind of looking over the materials, getting ready, and he kind of immediately just comes over. He goes, "Hey, you, woman!" Snaps his finger. She's like, "Yes, how may I help you today?" He's like, "This is the competition, yes?" He's like, "Yeah, but it's mainly for the children." "Good, I want in." She's kind of there like, "Well, we're very glad you're taking part. That'll be 3 gold, please. Do you want me to help you explain the rules?" And stuff. It's like, "No, I know what's going on." And that just throws gold. Doesn't even hand it to her. Just throws it in her direction and sits down and immediately starts. So I want you to make a perception check for me on this guy that's just entered.
Okay, so another D20.
Another D20.
It's not very nice.
No. Well, it depends on this
3.
perception check.
Where's my perception? I need a 3.
A 3 total?
3 total.
3 total.
I'm not doing good right now.
Okay, so you look at this guy, and
That's
he's...
false. You're killing
think-
us.
Wow.
Oh,
No,
no,
he's...
Got
it's a
he's
bad
5.
luck.
It's a 5.
It's a
Sorry, I
5.
found perception. It's a 5.
Okay, because that changes it. From a 3 to a 5. You kind of look at him, and it's very... You know what? He's pretty confident for what he says. You know what? He's all right. You know what? He's done pretty well. I hope I beat him, kind of thing. He seems pretty genuine. He's a little bit cocky, which kind of throws you off a little bit. It kind of throws off your nerves as to, all the medal that he's won, and then he's immediately just sat down and chosen to take part in this. So yeah, it kind of puts you on ease, but it's not too bad. It's hard to tell, really hard to read. Can you? So here's what we're gonna do then. Can you make 2 separate rolls? I want you to make a nature check. A nature check to see how sturdy you can make these outfits using only plant materials. And then can you make a performance check to see how well designed you can make this outfit? So start with either one or the other. Which one do you want to start with?
You said a nature check, which nature would fall under what?
Nature. It should be just nature in that middle bar
Okay.
that you get.
Oh,
It
I
should
found it.
be.
I found it.
You found it?
And then you said a performance check too, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think we'll go
make one
performance.
make one first, and we'll go from there.
Okay, roll a d20.
Yep.
A 4. I'm just going up.
If I may interrupt, you can't just click on the square where the number
Yeah.
is and it'll roll it for you.
Yeah. You can
Wait.
you can just click on the square in the middle on the actual thing, and it should just roll the dice and add it all up for you. So then in the bottom corner, it will give you the total anyway, if you want to do it that way.
So I bring up the dice and then I click on the d20. That should be it.
No, well, if you go into that middle bar,
No,
if you go into the middle bar, sorry about that, where the numbers are, if you just click that number, so if I was to say so if you were making a performance check, you would just click the number next to performance, and it would automatically do the roll for you. and give you the total.
Oh, I see what
Yeah,
you mean. I made
there
a
we
2.
go. What did you get?
I
Sorry,
made a 3.
a th-
A 3. I'm still doing bad.
great start, dude. Great start. Okay, so it happens. It has to happen to someone. To be fair, it's not as bad as Will
Yeah.
Wheaton. Not as bad as Will Wheaton.
Okay.
Will Wheaton is cursed for rolling. So so what was this? Performance or nature?
Performance. This is
Performance.
performance.
So you're trying to put together this outfit. You get a body. Or what? Tell me what outfit you're trying to make with this. What kind of outfit are you trying to make?
You said it's for the children, so I would think I'm just trying to make a shirt or something for the
Just make a
kids.
shirt. Okay.
So this, yeah.
I mean, it looks like a shirt. I think it's a shirt. I mean, it has a hole.
That's encouraging.
It has a hole for the head, and I think that's a hole for an arm. Maybe the body, arm, body. I don't know. Was I making a dress or a shirt? And this is kind of like what's going through your mind as you're doing this. So it's shape wise, not great. You may have to do a deception roll to try to blag your way into what it is. It's kind of like what one of the I remember watching an episode, and it's kind of like where you go to your design and technology teacher or woodworks, and you trying to make a boat, and he goes, "Oh, you made a bird nest, A plus." He's like, "It's a boat." Okay, son. If that's a boat, that's a D. If it's a bird's nest, it's an A plus. It's a bird's nest. Kind of like it's going to be one of them situations. Or you may have to blag about what it is. Okay, so as you're doing this and you're kind of using your performance check to try and make sure it looks nice and get the shape right, you're looking over and you see a lot of these kids and they're doing really good outfits and they're doing really good dresses and shirts with all these nice flowers and stuff like that. And it's going really well. And it's and then you kind of know it's over. Make another perception check for me.
Perception. All right. Let's see. A 4.
Jesus Christ. Okay then. So you're there, and you kind of look over, and it's the weirdest
I'm
thing.
not the smartest.
It's the weirdest thing. It's strange. Like some of the kids are crying, and you think like you see their dresses rotting, and it's weird. Like the flowers are rotting so quickly, but can't see anything other than that. Is there anything? Is there anything you want to do at this time? As you notice this?
The clothes are rotting. I think I kind of want to look back into the original woman that brought me in here. I just want to see where she's at, to see what she's doing.
She's with the kids. She's kind of like consoling one or two of them because they're getting upset that their outfits like just rotted away and kind of turned to this weird ashy kind of material that's kind of like just fading off the little mannequins that they make to put the outfits on when they're finished. And she's kind of consoling them. It's like, it's okay, darling, don't worry. I'm sure we can make another one. We'll get that. And what she does, she kind of waves her hands, and you can see that she's like creating more flowers in a pot and more leaves and stuff, and sits her back down. It's like, it's okay. And she's kind of worried that that this kid on the street doesn't have any money to pay. And she's like, no, it's free. Don't worry. Just go and make another one. Don't worry. Have fun. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry. And doing that whole like, I wanted to go away kind of thing. So she kind of like wanders off and sits down, and she's kind of like, the other woman's there that she's kind of a little bit upset that it's rotting away, and she's kind of like looking around going, and has to clean it up, and then she's like looking around and seeing another kid and another dress is kind of rotting or outfits rotting, and goes over and consoles them. And she's kind of doing that backwards and forwards between people.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do, or are you going to keep going on with your outfit?
I think I keep going because I don't have any idea what to do.
Okay.
Just keep making my shirt.
No, it's fine. Good character building. So, so you carry on with your outfit then. So you made a performance check. Can you make a nature check to see how sturdy this thing is?
I got a -1 to nature. Let's see.
Ooh.
So a 3. It's not sturdy.
God, man. Jesus.
Come on. Oh my
Reset your
God.
computer or something.
What is going on? Are you sure you're not
Don't
just?
know.
Are you sure
Burn
you're?
it.
Are you
Burn
sure
it
you're
and start it
rolling?
again.
Yeah.
I-
Are you sure you're rolling the
I
dice
can
and not
screen
just?
check this. I can screen check this to show
Or
you.
are
if
you
want.
are you refreshing it like instead of doing it and just refreshing the same roll? This is mad.
No,
Anyway,
I'm doing what you I click the box.
anyway, okay. With the 3,
You just
you-
have
you-
bad lucks. You just have bad lucks.
yeah.
Today, yeah.
Don't roll your
Um,
5 saving throws, please, if I die.
So.
Let someone else revive me, please.
Sorry, I got you. No.
Don't CPR me, bro.
Get
one of the other ones.
get that one. So you start putting these flowers together and you start kind of sewing it together to try and make it sturdy and see how well hold it is. And you hold it up on the mannequin and you put your hands on it and you're like, yeah, that resembles a it'll come to me. And you kind of take your hands away to take a step back and it immediately just falls into pieces straight away.
I tried.
No stability to it. You maybe get a few shoulder bits. The ones that are on the shoulders kind of stay together, but that's just because they're on a flat surface. Everything else just fell off.
I made shoulder pads.
Okay, make a deception check to see if you can get away with saying you made flowery shoulder pads.
Let's see. No, I made a 20.
You made a 20.
I made a 20.
Woo! Alrighty then.
I
So
made shoulder pads.
the woman comes over to you and she's like, "Oh,
Never give up.
what
Never give up.
What have you tried to make it?" And you're there like, and you're there like,
Shoulder pads.
shut up. She's like, "You know
Shoulder
what?
pads. Shoulder pads.
Everyone always that's so inventive. That's so nice. Like everyone
Their
always
shoulders
makes
look cool.
like,
I
it's
said
so
they made
nice.
shoulder
That,
pads.
yeah, that's so nice. Well done. And she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder again and gives you a smile. It's like that's really nice. Okay, I just gotta go check on these children. Well, I don't know why these flowers are rotting. And she's kind of like going back over. I'm gonna let you redeem yourself now that you've got your bad rolls out of the way. Can you make a perception check for me?
Let's see. All right,
Come
perception.
on, redeem yourself. Redeem yourself. Come on. Redeem
see.
yourself.
A 10. I made a 10.
Hey! I'll accept
Way
that.
better.
So you're looking around and stuff like that, and you see the kid. You see that guy that came in really confident with the medals. He's easily making one of the best shirts. It's even got like a tie. You don't know how it's got. He's got a tie going, but he's got a tie with an overcoat made out of like woven leaves with the occasional flower, like daisy petal to make out the lining of it and the piping, and you look across and this girl's like doing this really nice little looks like a scarf or just like a square. She's trying her best, but she's just making a square. And you could swear out the corner of your eye. It's weird. Like you hear a bit of mumbling, and then her little square starts rotting again.
So someone's casting something. But why?
What would you like to do with that information?
Can I do an investigation check?
Uh,
I want to invest. I want to invest one of the shirts. I want to go to the shirts. I want to invest them and see one that's in the process of rotting and see why it's rotting.
okay. Make an investigation check.
Okay, it's -1.
Ooh.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. You're not really one with nature, really. It's like being a fire genasi. It's not really your kind of area. So
Yeah.
you're looking around and you're trying to piece this together. I mean, you can see it's weird. There's no like natural rotting to it. It's almost like time has been sped up. Like you can see these flowers are very natural and almost ripe, and then just immediately rotting away. You can see it kind of like almost being like what you would assume being just like over your common sense rotting over what would happen maybe a year space or months. It's happening in seconds. So that's what you can get with that investigation check.
Okay. So what's happening right now is the guy's making the shirt, right? He's doing really well.
Yeah, he's doing
And then the
really
woman,
well.
she's going back and forth with the children.
And she's just like kind of
I don't
dotting
see
back and forth,
anything
making
else.
sure they're okay. Occasionally, like she'll come up to that guy and he kind of waves her away, and then he just carries on.
And you said I heard some type of whispering too, right?
You heard just before that little girl's square started to rot. You heard some little murmuring under their voice. You don't
And
know.
I don't. Do I see anybody else in this room besides the children and us?
Well, it's not really a room. It's kind of out in the street, but it's like a little fenced-off area, so like parents can keep an eye on their kids and stuff like that, and everything's open and seeing everyone. So you don't see anyone here though. It's just in this little fence area. To anyone that's written, the only people that are paying attention are like parents, but they're more talking to themselves. They're like paying attention, but not paying attention. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's more just that guy, the kids around, and then her, and then you obviously.
Could I make a perception check to see if I find anybody suspicious?
Yes, I'll like do that.
A 7.
To be fair, like you're finding her
That's
suspicious because she kind of like came on, like she kind of well, she doesn't look suspicious now, but there's a part of like a voice in the back of your head, like she was so weird to me earlier. Like she put her hand on my shoulder and she smiled to me, and she like invited me to help out. Who does she think she is? But there's that. But the only other suspicious person you'd see is him, really, because it's weird how
I'm gonna
all
go
these
talk to
kids are, how he's doing so well, but it's just like outfit after outfit are just rotting except his, and he's not fussed by
I
it.
want to go talk to her. I want to ask
Can
her.
a
Is
wizard
this
do
something that
that?
happens often?
You want to go talk to her?
Yeah, I want to ask her. Has this ever happened before?
Okay, so you go ask her that, and she's like, no, this is strange, really weird, but it's nature, I guess. It is a bit fast though. It is strange, but oh well. You do what you can.
She says.
Are you gonna stay for the competition, or are you like
Yeah,
you can
I'll stay for the competition.
you gonna stay for the that
Well,
I
I
have
want
a
to see this through.
question though.
that'd be great.
Who
That'd
can do that actually?
be...
Who can do that actually? Wizard? Warlock?
Say that again. I couldn't quite get that.
I said, who can do that actually? Just speed up the time of things. Warlock, maybe? Wizard?
You don't know. To be fair, you can't. To be honest, you can't really have this conversation because you're not there. Oh, yes.
I was
that
just
is nice.
wondering.
I know. A lot of people get into the when playing these games. A lot of people get into the bad habit of like they'll talk to each other and try and be tactical and be like, "What's going on?" It's like, hold on, no one's here. It's just them. Don't go helping him. He's got to do. They've got to do
Can't help
this.
it.
They've got to earn their path. So you kind of, so you stay for the competition, and he finishes off, and he's like, "Here, take it." And he kind of puts it on. He like gives it to her, and she's like, "This is so good." It's like, "I know. Come on, quickly, let's go. Got places to be." So he's kind of like trying to hurry her along. You see that it's your shoulder pads, his suit, and this little girl's lovely kind of. It's almost like a flower crown made of daisies that you'd get, but it's done for an overshirt. Like it's very clearly see through, but it's like a lovely little jacket thing that would just go over, and it's very well made actually. And you see a lot of people are kind of putting in votes and slips, and there's a thank you all for coming. We'd really appreciate it. We do want to help these kids. And as she's talking, you start to see your shoulder pads starting to weather a little bit. And you look around, and you could swear out the corner of your eye that guy wave his hands in a weird way, like some kind of weird purple glow.
Okay. Where is he? How far is he from me?
He stood next to you. He's kind of like next, like you're stood with the shoulder pads. He stood next to his
Okay.
suit, and the little girl stood next to hers. And you can kind of see it behind you. You can hear it out of the corner of your ears. You can hear it just behind you, like the flowers are starting to like rot a little bit. and you can see
Can I
him.
make an Arcana check to see if he used magic?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Come on, come on, come on.
Come on.
Work this out. Work this
12.
out. Hey, we got above a 10. Okay, so you can definitely with that Arcana check, you know that people's hands don't just flicker purple for no reason, and you know that okay, you can clock on something's going on here. That's definitely magical. The rotting flowers. He's just done something purple with his fingers.
Hold on. I want to confront him. I was
You
like,
look
hey,
funny.
saw that.
What are you talking
and I
about? You
wanna
saw
kinda-
nothing.
I'm talking to you. I want to pull him to the side and bring him to the front, and I want to show everybody that he just used magic to
Oh.
start making these clothes disappear.
Okay.
Or rot, sorry.
Do a as you grab him, immediately the flowers stop rotting. But I want you to make a strength check to actually full on grab him and hold him.
Strength check. Let me see where that is. What, can I just click on strength then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
okay,
click on.
okay.
Or actually, strength. If you're making a straight strength check, it will just be roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
I
there's-
made 17.
17. Way moving up in the world. Okay, so you
Yeah, there we go.
you grab him, and because he's a halfling, easily you just pick him up, kind of by his jacket. You immediately just pick him up and plump him down in front of the crowd, and everyone's kind of like, oh, and she's like, oh, guys, don't fight, please. Let's all keep.
Sorry,
this
what's your
calm."
deal, man? Why are you doing this? Is there any real
I-
point to winning this competition this way?
What? I didn't do anything. You can't prove anything. You can't do anything to me. I am immune to this. This is a free competition. There was nothing in the rules about being ahead, okay? I have just come along. I've made my suit. It's a lot better than everyone else's, even better than that little girl's. And now you're accusing me of doing this, okay? This is completely unjustifiable, and I want to know. I won now, and I just want to leave, okay? I'll leave, and nothing has to happen as long as I get my winnings.
You're not getting your money.
He's
You
saying
can't win a competition by cheating.
he's
For
saying
one,
this.
and two, this
while-
is just for the children.
He's saying this while you're holding him. He's trying to be tough, but his legs are just dangling underneath. Like he's got his arms crossed and everything, but he's just there like hanging. It's kind of like some of the parents are kind of like, and he's kind of like, come on, just hey. You put me down, I'll split my winnings. Come on, you know what it is. Come on, let's go. Just put me down. We'll split the winnings. Come on, let's go. Just put me down. This is embarrassing.
I could say when he tells me that, I tell him no way in hell, and I grab him by the back of the shirt, and then I comedically kick him out of the crowd.
Make an attack roll. Do it. Do it. Come on.
What's
Do it.
Let's have
Do
another
it.
backhand. Let's have another backhand. Come on.
Which one would I hit for attack?
Attack. So if you're doing an unarmed, so this will be an unarmed strike. So where it says the little plus to hit next to unarmed strike, click that plus, or click that
Unarmed
plus number.
Unarmed strike. Where's that at?
It should be in your actions.
Oh, action. I'm not at
Attack.
actions. Okay, I see. Oh, there it is. Okay, rolling.
Rolling. Okay.
A
What-
20.
You got a
I
20.
kick him hard.
Oh yes.
No
Okay, so you
way.
kind of like
you
immediately.
gotta where
flying.
it counts, buddy.
Yeah, so you spin him round, you're kind of like holding the back of his shirt, and he's like, hey, what you doing, man? Come on. No. And you immediately boot him, and he goes flying. You just hear, "Ah." May I say, while this is happening, Ice Queen, while you're on the rolling pin, you do hear a weird splash over in the distance. And you kind of like look around, and then you ignore it, and you carry on rolling. You see other people are just seeing this halfling travel about 3-4 buildings into the lake. You kick this guy like a football about 60 yards because he's a halfling and you're a fire genasi. And because you kicked him and you're a fire genasi and because of your anger, a little bit of fire came out of the foot. So he's now got a bit of, I would say that he's kind of on fire a little bit as he goes like, ah! Kind of like a firework. Some people like, because it's that quick, some people didn't quite see it and they think it's like a firework and like, ooh, ah. And everyone's like, yay. yay, cheering it. And this woman kind of comes up to you and she's like, I don't know what that's about, but he was very rude to you. And thank you for what you said about the children. I really appreciate that. And she kind of comes over to you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. As she gives you a kiss, it's weird how everything goes quiet.
Ooh.
Ooh. And this is completely not obvious about what's happened next. And it's kind of nice. You get kind of like butterfly feeling in your stomach. And like, oh, well, thank you very much. And it's weird. It's like you kind of rub it. And it's weird how it lingers. And then everything's quiet. Wait, where is everyone? And then that kiss starts to feel like a hot fire, like a burning sensation. And it's getting warmer and warmer, and it's starting to spread and spread and spread. And it's kind of getting a bit, even for being a fire genasi, it's starting to get a bit too hot to unbear, which is weird for you. And you kind of close your eyes a little bit, and you, as you rub them, to kind of like, oh, this is so warm. And we're going to pause there. We're going to cut back, and we're going to go to our next character who's now entering the fair. And this person is going to be at the fair for the first time.
Yes.
And they have traveled a very long distance in order to get there. Yes, they have traveled a very, very, very long way. And this is where we're going to introduce Oh Yikes August, which I've been wanting to say that name for ages. So, Oh Yikes August. Oh Yikes August, do you want to introduce your character for us?
Yeah, definitely. So my character is Lauren Grove Tarkleby. He is a deep gnome wizard.
Ooh.
Who
Okay.
always
Shout out to
usually
my deep
manages
gnome.
Deep
to wake up
gnome.
on the wrong side of the bed.
Okay, so you've traveled a long way to come here. I'd say that you've come to meet somebody, and it's very noisy. It's very loud. You've traveled a long way. You didn't want to meet this person here. Out of all the places, it's like, why a fair? You kind of meeting a friend who said to meet you here, and it's just so loud and just a lot going on, and it's not your scene. You're very used to being secluded, being in the mountains and deep mountains and working in your group, and this is just so annoying for you, and you're getting a headache. So you're kind of looking around as you enter. I will say you are seeing this. You are seeing this weird noise, and it's getting on your nerves, and it's even louder and louder and louder. And it's starting to bug you, and you can tell it's coming from the center of the city, and it's drowning out every single noise, and you think it's singing, but you don't know if it's singing. If it's singing, this is awful singing. God, I hope it's not singing. And it's bellowing, and already woken up on the wrong side of the bed. This is awful, and you immediately want to leave this area. And you have multiple streets you go down. You're kind of looking around for your friend. You're not too sure where to go, and you're kind of just wandering around aimlessly. You're kind of pushing people out the way, and you come to a little area, or like a stand. It's quite well caged up, with a wooden backing and a target. And it has a few axes there. And there's there's another dwarf, kind of grayer hair, just a mustache, and like kind of a long mutton chops, and that's about it. Like braided obviously at the side, but he's kind of shaved his chin. As you get there, you hear him shouting out loud, like, "Aye, does anyone want to give a go at the axe throwing? Come on, be a man, give it a try." God, that voice is hard to do. My God. So you're there, kind of like, he's there, like shouting out and everything. Do you go over, or do you skip it? What do you want to do, my friend?
I'm not that strong, so I think I'm gonna keep walking.
You know that's strong. Okay, so you kind of bypass it. He's kind of looking towards you, both being dwarf, and he's like, "Hey, brother, come on, give it a go. This is your chance. Show them how the dwarvens do it." Do you want to keep walking? You can keep walking if you want.
Yeah, I'll keep walking.
Keep walking. He's like, "Aye, what kind of dwarf are you?" And he's kind of walking by. You walk by, and he's kind of like, you got a few other people that stand up and he's like, "Yeah, I'll give it a go." And they try it, and you can hear occasional like, "Oh, don't even go, folks. That's meant to happen." Yeah, you can assume that someone kind of got hit aggressively. So you make your way over, and you keep going down, and you see another carnival. I'll kind of mess things up a little bit. Hold on. There we go. You kind of make your way over a bit more, and you then see a little tournament. And it's a spellcasters tournament. It's strange. It's a weird it's weird. You kind of make your way out to the lake area, and as you make your way out to the lake, you do hear the somewhere in the background you do hear a weird splash, and you kind of look around, you hear it like okay, and you do see over in the distance, you see a very tall half-elven man kind of running on a log, wobbling back and forth, and you see this other woman just like walking along a pier, and just hear a as you see this woman just backhand the hell out of this
Yes.
guy, and you kind of
Yes.
look over and okay then, and you kind of make your way down. You see this little competition, and it's for spellcasters, and it's
Ooh.
basically casting spells at a dummy, and you kind of see this guy kind of stood there, fully elven, kind of drow, so darker, kind of a purplish tint to his skin, white pale hair, white eyebrows, white eyes, complete no pupil or anything, just pure white eyes. Hand behind his back, and he's kind of looking around, and he's like, "Does any spellcasters here? We are looking for someone that likes a bit of flair in the competitions. Yes, you can get them guys who are there for brute force and full attacks, but where's the fun in that? Come on, show us your wizarding ways and give it a try." And he's kind of talking very quietly. He's not shouting. He's not boasting. He's not trying to elevate. It's a weird kind of thing. But you can... It's the strangest thing. You can hear him really clearly, even though you can see he's not putting any effort into his voice whatsoever. What do you do?
Ooh, okay. So first I cast a minor illusion to imitate the sound of lightning cracking, and I like step forward and I take my hood down and I say,
So you
I'm
got
interested.
you kind of got this crowd around you as you do that, and you get a in the background. You take your hood off, and this guy. Everyone's kind of like, ooh, and you can see kids that are there as well. Like some of them are a little bit scared because you kind of made quite an intimidating entrance, and some of them are like, oh, I'm kind of pulling on the dresses and everything, showing excitement. And you see this guy stood there and turns around and goes, "Oh, well, hello there, friend. Care to give it a go? Most flair gets 100 gold. Do you give it a try?"
Absolutely.
"Oh, well then. Give it a go. The stage, as you would say, is yours." And he kind of steps back about three, kind of like walking backwards while staring at you, kind of like 3 steps back. And then the rest of the crowd at the same time, 3 steps back. And you kind of have this open platform on this pier that overseeing the lake, with a little dummy in the middle to kind of where people have been tagging. You see like scorch rays, and you see like a purple glow to it and flames kind of coming off, where people have been attacking it with spells. What are you going to do?
I am going to... How far is the dummy?
It is about, let's say, 10, 15 feet. I'd say about 15 feet
Okay,
away
cool.
from the edge of the pier.
10, 15. I think I'm going to cast Ray of Frost just straight at it.
Straight at it. Do you want to explain how this kind of, we'll say, because they're not moving, there's no armor, you don't really have to roll to hit them. How do you manifest this? In what way?
Yeah, so I crack my fingers and I stretch my arm back and just like Zeus's lightning bolt, I just hurl that right towards the dummy.
Nice. So you see this crowd kind of gathering around as you kind of imitate this almost lightning bolt of frost, and it kind of just appears like, quite fiercely, and you kind of see like snowflakes, and it kind of like grows and then melts at the same time and just keeps growing and melting on itself, and it's like quite solid there, and you and it grows almost bigger as you hold it, and you hold it back. And you launch it forwards, and it fires. And as it hits the dummy, you just hear this massive explosion come across, which then freezes into this amazing kind of sculpture of like an explosion, mid-explosion. Just frozen in ice with sharp jets and jars out. And everyone's kind of looking and goes, ooh, and starts clapping. You see the drow is there like, not bad, my friend. Not bad at all. I guess we'll have to see what the others will bring. And he kind of steps back. And you kind of wait, and you see others. Do you wait around, or do you keep moving on to see what the others do?
I wait around.
Wait around. So you kind of stood there. Everyone's kind of surprised with you being a dwarf. It's like quite an ability, really, to take something like this. Because most spellcasters will either cast, like, do a finger motion and flick it. It was very rare to see someone take physical hold of a spell manifested and use it as an attack. It had quite a more of a macho to it, a bit more of an aggression and brute to it, instead of all these spellcasters that just do kind of more of a flare and a flick and a hand motion and stuff like that. You kind of took brute force with it, which has definitely earned you some points. You see other spellcasters that come along. You see some that try and do fireball, and everyone's like, and it's like fireball, ooh, fireball, firebolt and stuff like that. And you see other spellcasters that clearly have just learnt a spell and don't get what the spell is, and they go to do something with a lot of flair, and it doesn't work. They like cast a wave of thunder, or like someone casts it, and they shout it out, and they try and do it dramatically, like wave of thunder, and they try and cast at it, and it's like a big, and that's it. It just happens around them. It doesn't even go near the dummy. It's just like a sound effect that happens near them, and they're kind of like, wave of thunder, and they keep doing it. It just doesn't work. He's like, my friend, give it up. Just thank you so much. Thank you for coming. So you finish the competition, and you are one of the 3 finalists, and it's between you with your frozen kind of lightning bolt, Zeus moment. You've got a guy who cast rain of fire, and that kind of cast a kind of like an umbrella or like a cloud of pure fire, and it rained like meteorites down on it. And you see another guy that just hasn't shown up. He kind of says like, I have his details. If he wins, he wins. I'll find him. Well done, finalists. You have done very well, and you've impressed me very much. I guess all we have to do now is pick a winner. I want you to make a perception check for me.
Yeah, 17.
17. So you kind of look out the corner of your eye, and you can swear you hear a sound. It's like a voice in the distance, a young voice, and splashing. You can't quite make it out. Wait, are they calling for help? And you kind of turn around, and at the corner of your eye, you just see some hands splashing, and then immediately go under in the water. What do you do?
Okay. Think fast, think fast. I'm going to just... Man, I have, like, water breathing, but it's as a ritual, so that's useless. I'm just gonna,
Bloop, bloop.
dude, I'll go for it. I'll just jump in and
You gonna jump in? Okay, so you
start,
immediately
start
sprint.
swimming.
So you immediately sprint down the pier and go to jump in. You see the guy that's kind of judging is like, excuse me, where are you? And then you just ignore it because you just jump in and splash and start swimming. And as you swim forward, you keep swimming. And it's weird. Could have sworn you should have got to the kid by now. Where is she? Oh, they should be here somewhere. And you're looking round, and it's starting to get quite thick, and the seaweed's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. It's starting to get hard to move around. And then you start feeling like, okay, maybe I need to get up. You're trying to go for air, and it's not. You're struggling to find the top, and you keep swimming and swimming and swimming. It seems like the top of the water keeps getting further and further and further and further away. And then you feel something latch onto you. More seaweed. You're just looking around and see like grabbing you, starting to go over you. You're trying to pull away, and you can't get out. And as it goes over your eyes and you go dark, we pause and we rewind to our final member of the party. We got there eventually.
Good show.
Final member of the party. He's like, yay! As we make our way through the bustling streets, we're starting to get to the middle of the afternoon now, and this is where some of the bigger activities are starting to take place. Not necessarily activities, but more large entertainment. This is where live events, magic tricks, spell casting, and stuff like that, and the acrobatics are starting to take place. And you see there's a bit of a field next to it, and it's got a few field games. And as we make our way walking through the streets, we have our final member. Diaz, do you want to introduce your character for us?
Yeah, I am a fallen ASMR rogue named Tanya.
Ooh, that is pretty sick, actually. Okay, so you find yourself in this kind of field area, and there's lots of sporty competitions going on. You've got stuff like the shot put, javelin throw. You do see an activity that entices you quite a bit, and it is a sprinting race. Do you wish to take part, or do you wish to take part in another activity?
I'll take part in sprinting.
Take part in sprinting. Okay, you're actually quite enticed by it, as it does advertise 500 gold if you beat our head sprinter. And you make your way over, and you kind of put your name down. You say that you are going for it, and the guy behind it is like, well, thank you very much for that, friend. If you make your way to the starting line, we'll get you started straight away. Just have to hold on. We'll have to get our runner back. You know he's been running a lot of races. You're gonna want to hold on and let him rest. Otherwise, it's not exactly fair. What do you think, my friend?
I completely understand. Take your time.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you. And you kind of wait on the starting line. You're kind of there for 5 minutes. Starting to get on to 7 minutes. About 10 minutes now. And it's taking a bit of time. You then see the old guy again come back, and it's strange. He skips the registration, starts walking over to you, and he's got a bit more of a bounce in his step. Like, you eventually signed him up, and he had like a hunchback, and he was hunched over, grey hair, that kind of look, and he's like, oh, okay then. Now he's kind of very up tall, cracking his back, cracking his knuckles as he walks over, and he's like, are you ready to go, my friend? Are you ready to do this?
Sure am.
I appreciate the wait. And he grabs his t-shirt and just rips it off, raging six-pack right now. He has got abs for days. You can see veins all over him. This like 70, 75-year-old guy has all of a sudden just become a god. Like, if you could picture
Sir
God...
Roshi, is that you?
If you could picture God, but like doing CrossFit, this is him. Like, he's got long blonde, like white hair, white beard, and everything, and he's just like shredded. He is ready. You have vastly underestimated the person racing. No wonder it's 500 gold if you win. I would like you to roll a athletics check, please, to see if you can sprint. We're going to do 3 of these to see if you can successfully beat him in a sprint.
Alright.
Okay.
So for the first one, I got an 8.
8. Okay, so you start off. Okay, someone shoots it's this weird little device. It's got a trigger on it. It's got a long pipe, and when he pulls the trigger, it makes a large bang. It's a weird noise. It's almost like a hand cannon. It's a weird thing. You've never seen it before. So immediately, like, you start off sprinting. You're kind of both running there next to each other. Both going for an arm swing, and he gives you kind of a look. Has anyone seen them videos of that guy who just like jogs casually next to the woman and then immediately goes into a dead sprint?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that time. He's kind of like jogging next to you, kind of thing, like putting on a sweat. You feel like you've got him. He lets you lead, and then all of a sudden, and he's taking the lead. All right, can you roll again, please, as he's taking a slight lead on you?
Damn, I should never get him that break. 11.
11. Okay, so you're both sprinting. You're kind of running side by side. You're starting to feel the car. You start to see that this, like, you feel like this running path that you've got is starting to get longer and longer. Like, it doesn't seem to end. And he's starting to get a little bit of a lead. And then you see him immediately roll his ankle. He's like, oh, god damn. And he's like kind of stumbling himself. And you take this advantage to take the lead slightly. I want you to make one more roll, and you have the lead.
20.
20. Ah!
Oh.
So as he
Nice.
stumbles, he's kind of like holding his ankle. He's like, oh, goddamn, no, not now. And he's kind of, as he's holding his ankle, you see this, and you something inside of you, it start like hits, and you think, I have this. This is my chance. Your heart starts bumping faster. Your legs are just going wild. You're not even focusing. You're starting to hit like a runner's high. You're not even focusing on cardio. Like, you have so much energy, and you're just sprinting to the end, and you run across that line. And everyone's like, yeah, cheering your name. They're going crazy for you. You've just beat this massive sprinter, and then you turn around, and this old guy has reverted back from his muscular state to like, oh god, oh, and he's like really in pain, and he's really struggling. What do you want to do?
I want to walk up to him and ask him if he's okay.
So you go to him, like, don't worry, my friend. I pushed my luck long enough, and it was about that time. Oh, and he tries to get back. Oh god. Thank you, though. If I was gonna be beaten, I would want to be beaten like that. No more close calls. And he kind of like grabs his money. He's like, here's your gold. Gives you the money. And as you turn around and walk away, he kind of looks at you, goes, hey, one more for the road as a thank you. He kind of holds his hand out for like a handshake.
I hold my hand out too.
Alright.
I can shake it.
As he grabs your hand, immediately your vision darkens at the edges. You see his eyes go pitch black. Like full, his whole eyes just go pure black, no reflection or anything. He grabs it, and all you hear is his head go, you would be a fine choice as a champion. And you kind of get sucked into his eyes a little bit. And from there, we are going to take a break. So, when we come back, I'm going to let everyone here go. For those who are watching, I don't know if it's just us guys. I'm just going to quickly check the views. I went from 4 viewers to 3 viewers. Great. Who are the I bet. Are you guys the viewers? Please tell me if you guys are the viewers.
I think yes.
Yes.
I'm one of
Oh.
them.
You're one of them. So we've got 1, 2. Do we have one more? It's probably me because I'm viewing myself.
I'm
But we've had
watching actually.
we've had
I'm
20.
watching,
You're
but I
watching?
don't have an account, so I don't know if that.
No, that would still count as
I don't know.
viewers. That would still count as viewers. So that's 3 views. Okay, so hey guys, thanks for watching. But we've had 29 views. That's not too bad.
What is?
Thank you for those who actually watched.
There's a really handsome guy on there that I like.
Yeah, I think he's holding it together really. But yeah, so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll say about 10 minutes, a chance for people to go get a toilet break or go refill their drinks and stuff like that, and we'll come back to the second half of our session. So yeah, so we'll be back in say 10 minutes. Everyone, 10 minutes, good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, then see you back in 10 minutes. And welcome back. All right, we are missing 2 members. We just had some technical issues with them with their microphone and trying to get back, making sure everyone's had a drink and stuff. So we'll make sure they get back in time. But in the meantime, we'll get started so we don't hold anything back. Where we left off, in case anyone was wondering, of all the viewers that we're getting, all the 3 viewers, from where we left off, we our intrepid heroes, or our venturing party, as we call them, were making their way through a lovely, busy city in the middle of a fair, in the middle of some kind of festival. All of our members were taking part in various activities, from singing to try and hold this guy's reputation and absolutely ruining it, to backhanding this guy's butler off the pier, to kicking a guy cheating at a kids game into the ocean, into the lake with his trousers on fire. Also wrestling a chicken to the ground and finding out that he is a human being in disguise who polymorphed and didn't want to do it again. And beating an old guy in a sprinting race and then shaking his hand. As this was all going on, and a wizard who chose to go save a drowning child who wasn't there and then got drowned himself by seaweed. As this all happened, everyone seemed to black out. And at the same moment, we come to everyone waking back up in pitch black. Complete darkness everywhere. You're not sure what's going on. Does anybody have dark vision?
I don't, but I think my equipment have some
Oh.
torch.
You have a torch. As you actually, that
I
makes
have
a good.
superior
Kindles.
dark vision.
Oh, superior dark vision.
And
Okay,
No, better. I have a lantern.
hold on. So as you, I will say, as you kind of wake up and you, it's weird, like you're kind of waking up and rubbing your eyes and you open your eyes and it's still dark. It's a very weird feeling. As you wake up, you find yourself strange. You're kind of like patting yourself. You're kind of patting yourself down. And this is everyone, by the way. You're not in the same clothes you were once. You all seem to be wearing this weird leather. Is that like a leather top? It's got like sleeves. You got metal on your wrists, like a metal gauntlet. You're kind of checking down, and it's like trousers. It's not the outfit you were wearing before. It's very strange. You're kind of looking round. As you go to check, you find out any weapons you have, you still have weapons. But you don't have any equipment on you. It's very strange. You don't have any lanterns. You don't have any strange equipment. It seems like you only have your weapons. It's very weird. Some of you are starting to get very freaked out. With your superior dark vision over you in the corner, you're looking around and you can clearly see that you are in a cage. You look around, you are trapped in a cage. It's quite tall. It surrounds you directly, so it's quite a tight cage. It's about 5 feet. It's cold in here. Sandy feel between your feet. It's like sand floor, but it's a very heavy cage. Looking around, you can see next to you, and next to you, you see. It's weird. Is it a dragon? No, it's too small to be a dragon. And you kind of look down the line, and you see rows of cages. It's very, and you're kind of freaked out a little bit by what's going on in this weird area. It's kind of getting slightly frustrated. And you look down the line and you see multiple people. You actually see the people that are in front of you now. And you're all sat beside each other in cages. The rest of you who haven't got dark vision can't see this. If you have dark vision, you can see that you're in a cage, but only because you've got superior dark vision, you are you can see pretty much along this line, and you can see you're in a very dark room with sand beneath you. What do you all do in
Can I-
this moment when you wake up?
I check around. So,
What
when
now?
you when you describe the other ones laying around me, are they in the same cage as me, or everyone's in their own cage?
Everyone's in their own cage. It's like individual single cages, but the cages have been
Okay.
pushed next to each other. So you could reach through the bars to get to the next person, but you're all in your own individual cages.
Okay.
I just shout at them, "Oi!
Um,
Anyone here see
I think
anything?
I'll start
How
to
do we all get
freak
here?"
out, actually, and start to search for my kitty.
You look around.
I can't,
There's no
I can't
cat.
see a thing. I can see a thing. I don't have
Nope.
night vision.
You're looking around on the ground, and you kind of you're getting more freaked out that you can feel this cage, and you're feeling around. You can feel sand, but there's no cat or anything. You can also tell it's not so dark that you can't see directly in front of you, like you're looking at your hands. The illusion has disappeared. You can see that you are back in full dragonborn form.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Hey, there
Yeah.
we go.
Okay.
We can
Wait.
hear.
Listen, I want to do something. I'm a fire genasi, right?
Yes.
I want to do produce flame. Let me see. Where is
Oh,
it?
there we go.
Hold on, huh? Where is it? Okay,
That-
yeah, I was cantrip, produce flame, and I just kind of want to just light up the area around me and see if I can see anybody else.
Okay,
Because I don't
so
have night vision either.
the rest of you all just randomly see this flame in the middle of this room, in this cage, immediately just like come from your hand. You light up the flame, you look around, you can see everyone else in the cages. Everyone's kind of like just waking up the same as you. It's very confusing. You find yourself in this weird armor. Not enough to improve your AC class, but it's more like a showing of like leather, maybe fabric armor with like a metal gauntlet. It's very strange. You find yourself you see a dragonborn in the cage. You're seeing dwarfs. You're seeing humans. Some of them look a bit familiar. You don't know where you've seen them from.
I'm still
You
I'm
can
still
see
looking for
the
my
dragon.
kitty
You
Panic.
can see the dragonborn like padding the ground, looking for a cat. It's a very weird situation right now. Does anyone do anything in this situation while they're here?
Can I investigate the lock?
You investigate. There is no locks. This is a solid steel cage.
Oh, interesting.
There are no
Can I
locks.
try to see if anything funky is going on with the cage?
You go to put your hands on it, and it feels like this thing does not shift at all. Like you can put as much. You really try and force it. If you want, you can make a strength check. Try and make a strength check. Try and push this thing.
Is the bottom caged in too, or are we like sitting on?
No,
like...
it's on sand. You can see, especially with your
Okay.
flame as well. It tends to help. But you can see the whole floor is sand, and it seems to go sand all the way into the darkness around you as well. So not just in the cage, but outside the cage as well.
Can
So
I?
So there's no
there,
lock on the cages.
Oh, say that again. Sorry.
So there's no lock on the cages.
No lock on the cages. I will say that you do see a chain attached to the top of the cage going up into darkness. But there's no locks. No.
Can I roll?
can,
Go on.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to check if there was any magic around here with Arcana, I think.
Make an Arcana check. So yeah, make an Arcana check.
Okay, so I'm still panicked, so I think I won't actually find something, but I roll a 9.
A 9. Well, it's like you said, you kind of flustered. This is a very weird situation. You kind of close your eyes and think that you kind of there's no real magical aura to this. Not to the cage or anything. Yeah, like you said, it's very difficult to try and get the situation going because you're quite freaked out. What were you two wanting to do? Sorry.
I wanted to try using burning hands and go up to the bars and see if I could heat them up enough to make them malleable, so that I could kind of rip them apart.
Okay. Can you explain what burning hands is to us? Just what it
Okay,
says.
so let me see. As you hold your hands with thumbs touching and fingers spread, a thin sheet of flame shoots forth. Oh no, it's not what I thought it was. Shoots forth from your outstretched fingers. Oh, so it's more like a
Flame, yeah.
like that. It's more like a fireball thing. Never
Kind
mind.
of.
I thought it was just like. Okay, I
No.
take back what I did.
Well, like I said, we can homebrew this. We can kind of mix it up. Sorry, what did you want to do, Brother Humble?
Well, with my superior vision, I realize there's lots of humans and other people that probably can't see. Wait, before I do that, can I ask?
So we don't have
whose
any
cage?
object.
Oh, say
Whose
that again.
cage
Sorry, Brother.
is next to mine?
We
Whose
don't
cage
have
is
any
next?
object.
You would have the Dragonborn next to you. You.
Okay, then. Before we go, I turn to the Dragonborn. It's like, hey, I know you can't see, but you can hear my voice, and you can see Firefly over there. What do you say we try pushing these
Yes.
cages towards each other? See if we can knock them together, domino style. You know, that
They're,
game
well,
those
they're
humans play.
they're actually already. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So they're already touching like row by row, but you want to try and tilt them to the side.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I want to see if Dragonborn's willing to.
Okay.
They look big and strong. If we can.
Make. Okay, I would say that you kind of get everyone on board with this. I want everyone to make a strength check for me. So just roll a basic d20 and add your strength modifier.
My strength?
Yes.
Hey, I'm pretty. 15.
17.
With my
15,
bonus, it's
17.
19.
19. Okay.
Yes.
And I got 10.
8.
8, 10. And
The dwarf.
last but not least, Ice Queen. What do you get?
18.
18. Okay, so you all kind of work together and you've got your hands on these cages and you're pushing forwards. And you're getting some momentum. You can feel that this is not attached to the floor because you can feel it slightly tipping. You get a little bit off the floor and you're all kind of working together and then right back into position. As you do this, you do hear a quiet down in there. And you're kind of looking around, almost like a giant door. And then you hear and you can see your cages start to lift off of the ground, up, over you, freeing you almost. And you're kind of open in this area. And before you get chance to kind of work out what's going on, you then hear a and these giant wooden doors letting in this bright beam of light, and it all kind of blinds you. You have to like kind of close your eyes for a second, and you kind of it starts opening slowly. As it opens, you start hearing this thunderous roar coming from outside that what seems to be this giant wooden door. You don't know what's going on. You hear this crowd and like, you hear these battle drums going off and battle music going, and you then you feel like these kind of poking and pushing behind you as you see 6 guards behind each individual one of you, pushing you forwards out into this very sandy, very bright, sunny area. Are you guys going?
I'm
Yeah,
going. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the fire guy because I'm a dragon, not a kind of bizarre dragon. So I need actually warm. So I'm gonna just go to you.
So you're gonna go across.
And I'm gonna
stand next to me.
So as you kind of
stick to you.
as you kind of like step across, you kind of have to go over Ice Queen to try and get there. You kind of like drop behind a little bit. As you drop behind, the guy behind is like, "Hey, no funny business." Kind of keep your hands up, and you kind of make your way next to each other and just snuggle. You make your way out, and the music stops and slows down. And doom doo 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 doo. Silence. And you're kind of stood there in this very sandy, and your eyes kind of adjust, and it seems to be a weird arena kind of pit thing. You're seeing spikes and red stains along the walls. It's a massive pit, and you're seeing crowds upon crowds upon crowds cheering above you, like this weird circular dome. And you then hear, "Evening, one and all. Welcome to the 35th annual Thunderdome." And casts kind of thunderbolt out of his hands, and you see like storms and lightning go across the sky in broad daylight, and everyone goes, "Yeah, Thunderdome, Thunderdome, Thunder!" And everyone's losing their minds.
And
you
I'm
can't-
freaking out.
And you see this Dragonborn starting to shake and freak out and get very nervous, and you kind of stood there. "And now, introducing our..." And then a hand immediately goes over the mouth of this person. You can't quite see it. It's way far away in the distance. You can just make out the voice from like bellowing and echoing, but you can't see this person properly. Like humanoid kind of figure. Next to him, you see this quite elegant person, long dress, kind of walk and goes, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today." And it's weird, like her tone is quiet, but it's very loud at the same time. It's very disorientating. You'd think they'd be right next to you, whispering in your ear, but like it's everywhere. And as you can see, can we have a round of applause for our chosen champions for this great occasion? And kind of points to you and starts clapping, and everyone's like, "Yeah!" And you hear people like kind of saying, "Kill him, kill him." And you're like, "What?"
I'm
And
screaming.
she kind of turns around and goes, "Boys, bring out the beast."
Nah.
And you see a
Oh,
similar
no,
door to
no,
what you
no,
just
no,
walked
no,
out
no,
of
no, 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 no.
immediately start creaking open. Silence goes over the crowd. Now, what I'm going to do is out of my card of monsters, I'm going to pull a random creature out. So just hold on a second.
Dragons.
You want I want a dragon as well, to be fair.
Pull out a tesseract.
Yes.
So let's see what you get.
A chicken. I want a chicken. I want a chicken.
Chicken.
A were chicken.
Baby skeletons. Come on.
Something easy.
Chicken?
Yeah, something easy.
Giant chicken.
So
Okay.
It's not gonna be easy.
you look out over that door.
Can't hit the chicken.
Silence
Hipsters,
breaks over
hipsters,
the
hipsters.
crowd. You immediately hear one footstep. Feel the whole ground shake beneath you.
Oh.
Oh no. And I
And you
just
see this
grab,
giant
just
yellow
grab the fire guy.
lizard-like creature. And you see this snake-like head that pops out and is looking round. And you get yourselves ready. And then you see another head pop out. And another. And another.
A
And you
fucking
find
Hydra?
yourself fighting a 10-foot tall Hydra.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
How?
for the first time in Rookie Roll's streaming history, I'd like you to roll initiative.
Oh.
So everyone grab a d20, roll it, and add your initiative bonus, please.
Oh,
That's
that's not
16.
good.
This is
18.
all right. Okay. Sorry, we'll do it in this order then. I really should have wrote this down.
Right.
This is the thing. I knew there was something. When you say when you do a session and you don't plan it and it's completely improv, there's always something you forget. And it's writing down initiative, so I'm just gonna have to quickly get my notes. And it's weird, my phone actually loaded up notes thinking I'd need to do it. Okay, so did anyone have 20 and more? Anyone 20 and more? Okay, 15 to 20.
I have
15
a
to 20.
17.
Wait,
We're gonna
17.
die.
Hold on. 17,
I have a 7.
16.
16. what'd you-
18.
18. So you'll go first.
I got +3. Oh, yeah.
Nice. So 18. Who got 17?
CT.
I got
Seven.
17.
17. So Celia. And then 16 was.
Mad.
Actually, on the stream, it would be
Uh,
on there.
yeah, for me, it's kind of there, and then there, and then there. All right, 10 to 15. No one got 10 to 15? No?
I got
Okay,
11.
5 to 10. What'd you
I
get?
got 6.
6.
6.
6. So you two will have to work out who's got the high dexterity, and we'll choose out of that. So that is the. Who's got the high. What's your dexterity, Diaz?
0.
What's the number? The large number.
Yeah, I got dexterity of 0.
0. But it should have like either a 10 or 11.
Oh, 11.
11. Okay. August, what have you got for dexterity?
14.
14. So you would go first. So August would go first. So that's another thing I'll teach you now. When you're doing initiative and two people get the same initiative roll, it's whoever has the highest dexterity out of them two will go first. 0 to 5. Ice cream. What did you get?
11.
11. Oh, wow, you got 11. All right, so you're above August then. Okay, and then I'm going to roll for the Hydra. Oh, dear God. Okay, then. That would be... okay. All right, then.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got the order.
I don't like that. That was too much. Okay.
I'm just going to show you the roll now.
We're
Who
gonna
tried to die?
die.
Oh,
I'm
20?
gonna
Yep, nat 20 on the
You
Hydra's
gotta-
initiative. But to be fair, that's initiative
Oh,
roll. Okay,
Yeah.
so you see this creature. It has multiple heads. You see about 6, 7 heads. Wait, how many heads does it have? I'm trying to think out how many.
6.
How many heads?
There
One,
were
two, three,
no,
four,
there were
five, six,
3
seven.
heads at the beginning.
So
then
you
6.
see how 7 heads peer out over this thing. They all immediately just leave out this bellowing cry right at the very start. It's all racketing through your head, and you kind of like all put off, and it's kind of like put you at a step back, and immediately starts charging. All right, and all its heads, because it doesn't know who it's going to go after first, it's going to make 1 attack against each of you. Okay, with its 7. Wait, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With its 7 heads, it's going to make 7 bite attacks. Which I love, by the way. 7 bite attacks. So first, we're going to go against Brother. Does a 18 hit.
Since I'm wearing my regular armor, I'm 15, so yes. I
It
think.
hits. Okay, so that means you take... let me just get the right guys. No, that's 12. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that is thingy, 10 feet. It is okay. So it's gonna make 1 bite attack, and it does 7 damage to you. So you take 7 damage. It's then going to attack Celia. Celia does a 10 hit.
Got a 10.
Got a 10. Does a 10 hit? If you look at your armor class.
Damage.
Armor class. It's not damage, it's armor class. So you have a look at how much damage it does. Sorry, armor class. What is your armor class? AC.
My armor. Look, my armor It's leather. It's
Well,
leather.
it's not. It's
No,
it's a little. It's a little thing in the top corner that says AC. It should be next to your proficiency.
AC
AC
11.
11. Your AC is 11, so it just misses. As the first one attacks and hits brother, and it kind of gets you in the shoulder a little bit. You kind of pull your shoulder out of the way, but it still takes a good chunk of your skin. It goes down to bite on you. You kind of see this, and because I'm in shock, you just instinctively kind of slip and start crawling back, but it just misses you. It's now going to take an attack at Ice Queen. Does a
Frighten.
does a 25 hit?
Poof, man.
You think you got an ass back?
Buy a lady dinner first, man. Come on.
So seeing this, you're kind of like shocked by seeing these two, and you're kind of keeping your eyes on these two, not paying attention to the other heads. And one of the head just kind of sneaks behind you, and it's like, and immediately goes at your arm and takes a good chunk, and you feel a whole scratch down your arm. You feel your arm kind of get jammed inside a little bit, but you're able to pull it back because you feel the sharp pain. You take 11 points of damage.
Oh.
Ow.
Next, it's going to go.
Sorry.
Next, it's going to go for Mad Minds. Does a.
Quick question. Wait.
Oh.
Sorry. I have with my psychic dice, since she's taking so much hit, it says as a reaction,
Yeah.
I can give somebody use one of my die to reduce their damage by 3. Is that my reaction or?
If it says as a reaction, that's your reaction. Yes. So you can do one reaction per round.
Okay.
So you'd now have to
Okay.
wait until it get back to your round. Are you going to do that?
Yes, and so she takes 3 less.
3 less than that. So it's 11 minus 3. So you take 8 damage then. Instead of 11 damage, you take 8 damage. Okay, so next we're going to go to Mad Minds. Does a natural 1 hit you? But with a plus
what?
8. Plus a natural 1. But that is plus 8, so does a 9 hit you?
Nope, I have 15.
No, but it's a nat 1 anyway. He goes to strike you. You're kind of seeing this and seeing all the heads. Instinctively out the corner of your eye, you see another one kind of sneaking up on you and try and attack you. And you easily kind of just waft it away with your weapon. And kind of, well, no, you kind of like dodge out the way and whack it away with your arm, which is weird because you just whacked away the head of a Hydra. It's kind of a surreal moment for you. We're then going to have one go against Diaz. 16. Does a 16 hit Diaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, 16
It
hits.
does.
Okay, so you've got another one kind of focusing on you. You're kind of watching it to see if you can dodge it. He kind of makes you go one way, but the slithering neck kind of fools you and goes through your ankle and takes a big chunk out of the back of your calf. And you take 9 points of damage on that one.
Oh.
All right. And then last but not least, August. The last one is going to come down, strike on you, try and get you right across the chest. Sorry, I missed that. Can I roll again? Does a 28 hit?
Yeah, it kills.
Yeah. And because it was a nat 20, I double the dice. So that is 12 plus 5. Which makes it a 17 points of damage across. As that one grabs you, it's able to sandwich your chest a little bit, and it claws along you, and it digs deep, and it hurts and stings.
I should have saved
You're
my
killing
shield.
him.
And he's kind of like waving back, and they're all kind of... and that's his action, and I believe...
So, see, I have a question.
Yes?
So, if we want to do any type like a healing cantrip or anything, we have to wait till it's our turn to do
You
that,
have,
and then
you
we
have
use
to
up a
wait.
turn?
You have to wait until it's your turn, yes, to do a healing cantrip.
Okay.
You have to wait until that. Make sure you all pay attention as well to the casting time, because some of them may not be the best for actions or in combat. Because some may say that, oh, it takes 10 minutes to cast. That's gonna take a lot of rounds. It takes 6 rounds to do a minute in game time. So it takes a bit of time. So that's the Hydra. He's gonna end his turn. He's going to kind of like step back a little bit, and he's going to kind of reel up ready with all the heads, kind of like watching each and every one of you, hissing and kind of watching you. Next in the initiative is Brother Humble. What do you do?
I shout. I look at the teammates and I say, "If you want to live, stay behind me." And I run towards the Hydra, wielding my longsword and shield.
I love to see that in the Terminator movies. Stay behind me if you want to live. It's not as
So I
catchy.
jump.
What do you do?
Yeah, I know, but I'm a gnome, so I'm not a Terminator. So I jump at them and swing with the longsword. It says that when I attack twice. Does that mean I roll twice or just?
Yes, you do 2 attacks. 2 attacks basically.
Okay. So I swing with my longsword twice.
Yep, go for it.
So
2 attacks. Roll to see if you hit them first.
the first one is 15, so it's 11 plus 4, 15.
15 just makes it. Just makes it. So now
And,
you can use that to work out how much you need to roll to be able to hit.
Okay. Do I roll the damage now or roll another time?
Yeah, roll damage. Roll damage for that. As
Alright,
the first
it's
one, you get your
1d8.
long sword. You kind of run up to it. You kind of, because it's got a weird body to it. It keeps its neck quite low, so it kind of scoops its body down and help you kind of charge, and you're able to go towards the neck area. So yeah, make an attack. What damage do you do?
It's 1d8 plus 1. I do 5.
5 points of damage. Nice. So you kind of go along with your long sword, 2 hands, and strike down. You make a deep cut across the chest. It kind of wails back a little bit. And all the heads kind of as they step back and
Suck it,
wail in
Hydra.
pain.
The
Second one?
swing is 9, so I don't think that hits.
Wait, hold on. 2, so 67. There we go. Say that again, sorry.
Second swing is 9 to hit.
Second swing
don't
is a
think it's-
9. So it just misses. You go to do the first one, and as you go back for the second one, it kind of steps back because it's reeling in pain. And they're all kind of watching you now, almost like reeling on its back foot. Yes, you can laugh at my impressions. Reeling on its back feet, and it's waiting, and then it kind of lands back down. Kind of wait, and it's managed to just get out of the way, and unfortunately you just miss. So is that, I believe that's your action. Do you want to move anywhere? Do you want to kind of try and move out the way, or what do you want to do?
Yes, can I back up a bit, but still keep defending between what I see
absolutely.
would be the weaker ones and myself?
Because we're imagining combat, I'll say that now, because we haven't got a map or anything, I'm going to ignore movement speed and stuff like that. Normally on a map you would have penalties, so if you were fighting something and then moved away from its fighting area, you would get an attack opportunity with the Hydra, which means they would get a chance to attack you before you leave. Because we're learning, we're going to ignore that. We'll probably do that another time if I actually were able to put maps up. Just a little thing for anyone watching there, just to help them learn. Okay, so that's your action. You kind of back up a little bit and you kind of prepare and keep ready. Next, we're gonna go to Celia. Celia, what do you want to do?
I'm still frightened, but I think I have what do you call that? Bit of adrenaline that start to kick in.
Mhm.
So, how much range is it?
How much range? I'd say you're pretty, because he's ran. This Hydra sprinted all the way up towards you in this middle of this dome thing, and the crowd's kind of cheering and everything. So it's pretty much in your face, about 10, 15 feet away from you. It's very close.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my short bow
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot at the eyes.
Ooh, okay then. Okay, so you kind of go to, so you get your short bow, you pull back, you kind of shake off the fear a little bit and try and get some adrenaline going. You aim carefully and try and pinpoint the eye of the Hydra. Roll to see if you make an attack with your short bow.
So, yeah, just if the dice could just.
I'm
Oh,
so
no,
glad
it's
we got a
buggy.
Hydra. So glad we got a Hydra.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I got a 15.
15. You
Or hit.
just make it. Okay. You pull back. You're kind of focusing a little bit. It's a little bit shaky. When he lands back down, he kind of shakes the ground, which instinctively lets your bow go a little bit. But you just manage to hit the Hydra in the face. Doesn't quite get the eye, but it skims past and goes down along the neck for a long part of the neck and then skims off again. So you cut it with the side of the arrow. Roll for damage. How much damage do you do?
Damage, and I'm doing 3.
3 points of damage. All right, so he takes the cut. He's kind of like, and it's almost a little bit unaffected. It's kind of watching you and going side by side, kind of watching you. That'll be your go. Anything else you want to do on your turn, or that's your action, I believe. Do you have any bonus actions or not?
No, I don't think I have a bonus
No.
action.
Do you want to move anywhere at all, or do you want to call it your turn?
I think I'm gonna move a little bit to the side to just go by the side of the Hydra, the way that she can barely see me.
Okay, so you move around to the side. Unfortunately, one of the Hydra's main abilities is that, or one of the ones I've got on the card here, is that it as it comes round, you see the heads kind of following you, and the heads naturally follow around you. In order for you to get out of this creature's line sight, you're gonna have to move some serious distance away from it, but to a point where you may not be able to hit your attacks. In order for you to kind of sneak around on it. So you move around to the side, but you're pretty confident that the Hydra, and you kind of see the heads are still kind of keeping an eye on you. Okay, next, let's go with Mad Minds. What do you want to do?
Okay, quick question. August, you took a lot of damage in that first round, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I, as a monk, have 6 key points that I've been reading. And I spend one of those key points to use Flurry of Blows. And the way it reads is, after you take the action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Yeah.
And then, since I have 2 unarmed strikes, there's also have another move called Hands of Healing. And it says, when you use Flurry of Blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with the use of this feature without spending a key. So basically, I'm going to attack with Flurry of Blows, and then use one of those blows, use Hands of Healing to heal this guy.
Okay then. So I believe that's.
So I'd have to make the roll to attack.
So you're spending a key point. So I think you can do Flurry of Blows as an action without having to spend a key point, or does it specifically say that you need to spend a key point to do it?
It says after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed. If I want to do the 2 unarmed strikes, I have to spend a key point.
Yeah.
But the Hand of Healings also uses a key point. But since I'm using Flurry of Blows, I don't have to spend 2 key points to do both. I only need to spend 1.
Ah, okay. Go for it. So roll for attacks. Go for it. Do it. There's the cool thing about monks is that you can get multiple goes in one round. You could just if you wanted to, you can just spend key points and just wail on this creature if you wanted to.
So I'd roll 1d20 to go against your armor class.
Yes. So if you click the unarmed strike or whatever attack you're doing, there should be a plus something number for hit. If you click that, it should automatically do it for you.
Okay. I get a 13.
13. Just miss. You kind of charge up and go to swing at it and try and hit one of the heads, and the head's kind of.
Can I still do Hands of Healing even though I missed?
Go for it. I'd say he's close enough, so go for it. You kind of I would say that you're charging up towards him to try and get to him, and you kind of try and do an instinctively swing as you go around, like kind of a Superman punch, and then walk away as you do it. You just don't quite get it, but you can still go and get the Hands of Healing.
Okay, so for the Hands of Healing, it says 1d6 plus 2 hit points for him, so he'd have to roll a 1d6 plus 2.
I think that's you actually, because it's healing hands. Because you're the one who's doing the action. I'd say you do the one to see how much you heal him.
Okay, so I don't have to go against armor class or anything. I just
No.
roll the 1d6.
If you're healing him, go for it. That's just how much you heal him.
So 1d6 plus 2. or I heal him with 6 points.
6 points. So, August, you can heal up 6 points now if you wish. Well, obviously, if you heal up 6 points. I'm not saying it's not optional. You heal up 6 points. He's
You're taking these hit points.
yeah. Heal. I'm here to heal you. No, I don't want it. Okay, so
And then
you.
after-
Hit,
We don't
so
know.
do you want to do anything else in your turn? You've done an act. You spent that as an action.
I still have a bonus action I can do, right?
Yeah, you still have a bonus action.
Then I'm gonna spend another key point and do Noxious Aura.
Ooh. Okay.
You spend 1 key point to create a toxic aura with a 5-foot radius, not through total cover, that lasts for 1 minute until you're incapacitated or you're dismissed. Your aura is active. Ranged attacks have a disadvantage against you. Any other creature that starts its turn in the aura must succeed a con saving throw of a DC 13 or become poisoned until the end of the turn to take 2 poison damage.
Oh. Okay. Let me just see something here. So
Don't tell
what
me
is
he's
it? Is
immune
this
to
a mist?
poison.
Is this a mist or is this like an aura? Does it say exactly what kind of thing it is?
It's an aura. It says you
Aura.
spend 1 key point to create a toxic aura.
Very nice. You got quite lucky there because the Hydra actually has an ability to hold its breath for up to 1 hour. So if it was a mist, a physical mist, the Hydra wouldn't have been affected because it can hold its breath up to an hour, which means the whole battle it could have just held its breath and not been affected. But that's fine. Okay, so you cast that on the beast. So what is it? At the end of my turn, I need to make a Constitution saving throw, or the beginning of my turn?
It says any creature that starts its turn in the
In the
aura
mist.
must succeed a con saving throw.
Yeah.
So when you start your turn, you have to do a con saving throw.
Brilliant. Just make sure you remind me of that when it comes to it. I'll try and remember the best I can. So that's your go then. We're going to go to Ice Queen. What do you want to do?
I am going to do a blindness deafness spell.
Blindness deafness spell. Nice.
Yes.
Okay, can you explain that for us?
So its duration is 1 minute.
Yes.
It's just verbal, and then you can blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that you can see within range to make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, the target is either blinded or deafened, your choice, for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make a Constitution saving throw. On a success, the spell ends.
Okie dokie. So what was the save I need to do again? Because you've cast that? It was a Constitution save though, wasn't it?
Yes, Constitution.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Does an 8 save? Does an 8 do it? I don't think an 8 does it. I highly doubt an 8 does it. So we'll say that it passes. So what's the effect on me again? I'm blind and deaf.
Blind or deaf, it's my choice, and I go with blindness.
Blind. Okay. Okay, so you cast blindness. You kind of focus your energy and cast blindness on it, and you can immediately see that everyone sees that the Hydra's eyes start to milk over, and it goes, and its heads rear right back onto you. For some reason, you can see that it's definitely blind, but there's something about it that makes you think that it's not fully affected by the blindness.
It's magic.
Do you want to do anything else? Do you have anything else you can do on your turn?
Can I do an attack?
Attack. I believe, was that an action that you did there?
That was a spell that I just did.
Spell. So that would be an action. Do you have any bonus actions?
Bonus actions. Animating performance, dancing out.
Okay, so maybe unless you want to dance for the Hydra, maybe. We'll say that's your turn. We'll say that's your turn then. Next,
Yes,
we'll
please.
move on to August. Oh no, August is gone. Where's August? We'll
He's
have
saying,
to.
His cat just chew his charger, so his
Ah.
iPad doesn't have enough power.
Okay, no problem. We'll try and get back to him when he gets back in then. We'll go straight to Diaz then. Diaz, what do you want to do?
Say it's getting a bit late here.
Mm.
Kinda sleepy.
That's fine. If you need to head off, head off. That's absolutely fine. I was gonna. The session will finish at. I was not gonna send it any later than 2 o'clock here anyway. So that'll be 3 o'clock for France, I believe. So I wasn't gonna go any later than that because people's time differences. If you do need to head off, absolutely go for it. No problem.
Okay. I'm really sleepy, so I think
Okay.
I'm gonna rest. Bye, guys.
All right. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you
See
very
ya.
much. See you later.
See you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday. Hopefully a bit sooner.
Next Sunday.
Hey.
All right, then. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Okay, so Diaz, what do you want to do for your
You
turn?
just tell me after.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up to the Hydra
Okay.
and use Necrotic Shroud. So what this does is that once per long rest as an action, I can transform, causing anything within 10 feet of me to make a Charisma saving throw or be frightened until the end of their next turn.
Be
And this
frightened.
lasts for a minute until I end that as a bonus action.
You do that as a bonus action.
And no, Necrotic Shroud is the
Is an
action,
action.
and I
Okay.
can end that as a bonus action.
Yeah.
And then on my next turn, when I attack it again,
Yeah.
or once I attack it, I do an extra 6 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. Okay, so I've got to make a charisma saving throw. Is that right?
A DC of it gotta be a 10.
It's got to be a 10. That's a 16 minus 2, so that makes a 14. Unfortunately, does that save?
Yeah, you're good. You're not
Yeah,
frightened.
saves. So you try and cast your spell, and you try and lock onto it. The Hydra kind of, you see this smoke kind of forming around it, and it kind of Hydra like kind of shakes it off, and the spell disperses and has no effect, unfortunately. Right, that takes us to the Hydra's turn.
I wanted to ask.
Oh.
August isn't coming back. He said his phone is everything's dead, and he doesn't have a charger. Do you want to
Alright.
pick this up next Sunday and hopefully everybody's be better then, or do you want to keep going?
What we'll do is we'll finish this off because we're very close to the end anyway. We'll finish this off and then we'll do something different. The idea is that we do something different every week. So
Okay.
we'll finish off this one today, and then we'll start up again next week with something new.
Alright, we'll do it, the four of us. We got this, guys.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
you
wait.
kind of-
I'm not done with my turn.
Oh. Okay then. Okay.
Damn. Flexing on us.
Then as a bonus action, I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw one of my psychic blades at it at one of the heads.
Okay, go for it. Roll for attack.
14.
14 just misses, unfortunately. You go to attack it and you do hit but it seems to hit one of the thick meaty legs, and it just seems to bounce off. It doesn't really have much of effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do damage. It doesn't seem to affect it at all. It doesn't even know it happened. So next is the Hydra's turn. Now
You gotta do your con save.
Oh,
You gotta do your con
I'll do my
save.
con save. So Constitution saving throw is 5, 8. 8. Does it,
You
Yeah,
gotta take 2 points of damage.
how much?
Oh wait, no, yeah.
2.
2 points of poison damage.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty then. So you see this. It's everyone make a perception check for me.
Perception. 19.
19. Does anyone get above? Anyone above a 12
I
I'm
was
20
16.
with a bonus.
with a bonus?
16.
16. 16. Okay, I think everyone said theirs then. I was just waiting to see if everyone said it. So yeah, you all make it. We'll say you won't make it. You look around, and you kind of see up above the crowd's kind of starting to lose favor a bit. To see like not many of your attacks are hitting. The Hydra is kind of like there wailing about and stuff, and everyone's kind of boo kind of thing. They've been waiting for something more exciting, and nothing's really happening. You're not really landing your attacks. Spells aren't going off or anything. So then, and you can see the woman as well in the top corner who's been watching this whole time is starting to get very demotivated. Is kind of looking away. You don't know what this means for you guys. But yes, everyone's starting to lose motivation really in the crowd. But next is the Hydra's turn, and they're going to make their attacks. Multiple strike attacks again because it's the only thing it can do. So first we're going to go at who actually struck? Who was actually able to hit? That was you, brother, wasn't it? You were the only one that actually dealt damage, I think. Did anyone else do damage? I don't think anyone else did damage, did they? No.
CC, didn't she do damage with the bow?
She did just a little bit. Well, that's a good point then, because that means I'm not going to do all my attacks against Brother Humble then. All 7 attacks.
Hey, that other guy poisoned it, okay? So
yeah, but poison is an effect. They can't tell from direction. You ran up to it and fully hit it. I'm sorry.
He who dealt it. Or smelled it, whatever.
I'm sorry. So it's going to make 4 attacks against you. Does a 15 hit?
I am 15.
15, so that hits. That won't hit. Oh wait, 11. Oh yeah, that'll hit. So if a 15 hits, that hits. That's 2 attacks. Hits again, 3 attacks. Misses on the 4th attack. So it's going to go 3 attacks against you. You take 9 points of damage. $11 points of damage. These are 2 separate damages, by the way. And another 11 points of damage. As these 3 things, they kind of...
I'm gonna use my shield to reduce one of those by 3.
Okay, which one?
My bonus action, one of the 11s.
Okay, that's fine then. So you do that. You kind of just get your shield up to reduce the attack a little bit, but the strikes are so heavy. It's like one of them you fully deflect with your shield to kind of knock away. 3 of them are then going to go after Celia, and we're just going to say for brevity's sake, the 3 strikes. They tend to 3 strikes against Celia, and they are the chances they are fatal. But you see the 3 strikes, and they tend to get vital parts. She's there. She's kind of struggling, getting nervous. She's shaking. There's a very nervous part to her. She can't quite get herself focused. She was able to do that strike, and immediately just vital. 1 to the neck, 1 to the chest, next one to the thigh that gets like a vital artery, and she just bleeding out, unfortunately, and she is gone.
Talk about character assassination, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, part of the story. Had to make it work. Okay, so then that's going to be the Hydra's turn. So next we're going to go on to Brother Humble. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the only thing I can do. I will swing, baby, swing.
Swing, go for it. Roll attack.
With my double attacks. So first attack. 13 plus 4, 17.
17, that hits. I'm also going to say, I forgot to mention it before. The strike you did before, as well, when you attacked its base, seemed to do a lot of damage, which was weird. You notice this creature doesn't necessarily have a lot of health. There's something to it that makes it dangerous, but you've kind of noticed something. You've kind of noticed that, like, attacking its body has done something different to it. It's not very strong against body attacks.
Okay.
So your first attack, do damage.
Damage.
Damage. What do you do?
7 plus 1 bonus, so 8.
8 points of damage. Nice. So that's...
And I
Okay,
guess I'll put the second one towards the body again.
go for it.
And
Where
it
your choice.
is.
So you make the first strike, you kind of realize the first cut looks deep, and you kind of focus. Okay, so you kind of swing round and look back again, and go for that strike. Go for the strike and try and cut down against that wound, and you cut even deeper, and now it's wailing back. Kind of doing back. The crowd
And our
starts livening up a bit now.
Our second strike is 18 plus 4, so 22.
Yeah, that hits. Go for it.
And it is 7 plus 1, 8 again.
8 again. Nice. So that'll be... Yep, so you do another attack. Another swift attack with your longsword, and it cuts deep, and then you're kind of focusing on this one area, and the wound's starting to get deep, and it's starting to really bleed out now, and it's starting to stagger a little bit on its feet, and the heads are just going crazy. All focused now on you, so you have all 7 heads focused on you now.
I
Waiting
say,
for their
and
go.
the horse you rode up on. Okay, my turn.
Nice. Okay, so we'll. I'm guessing that ends your go. Do you have any bonus actions or anything you want to do, or not?
I used it before for the.
Oh, you used it before.
the
Okay.
second.
All right, that ends your turn then. So next we go to Celia. Celia's on the floor, unfortunately. Next we go to Mad Minds. What do I do?
All right. So I'm gonna be spending some more key points. Next thing I want to do is an unarmed strike,
Go for it.
and if it hits, then I'm gonna do the rest.
Okay.
Let's see.
You got it. Come on.
Come on.
13.
13 just misses. You kind of go to charge in, and it's sandy, so it's hard to get your footing in, even though you're a monk. And as it wails back in pain from the last strike, as you just go to launch, it's just the wrong time, and you just miss it, and you kind of get a strong part of its hide, kind of the neck area. So, what do I do?
So what a bonus action? What does that necessarily mean?
A bonus.
Does it mean I can just do it, or?
No, a bonus action. So some moves will say that they can either be used as an action and a bonus action. So so you get like spells that can say, oh, you can use this as an action, or you can use this as a bonus action. If you have any attacks that say that can be used as bonus actions, you can use them.
Okay, because unarmed strike is an action and it's also a bonus action.
So that means you can do another unarmed strike if you want to as a bonus action.
All right, hopefully this one hits. 20.
What was it? Nat 20?
Okay. No, it was not. It was a dirty. It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right then.
All right.
Roll for damage.
Okay, so I want to spend a key point
Yeah.
and do hands of arms. So the way this works is when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 1 key point and deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. Now you're poisoned. If this creature is incapacitated or poisoned, it
Yeah.
takes 3 rolls of 1d6 necrotic damage instead.
Okay.
So since I use the unarmed strike, and I'll do my damage, and then I do 3 rolls of 1d6 to add on to that damage.
Right, go for it. Roll your damage.
All right, rolling my damage. All right, that's the first roll is 6, and then I do 3 more d6s.
3 more. Oh, do it. Do it.
So altogether, you are taking 16 damage.
16 damage
Hey.
altogether.
I thought I was the damage dealer.
Okay, so that would mean. So what was it again? 16. What is it? 13, 16? Did you say?
The first unarmed strike was 6, and then I did 3d6s, and they came out to 10. So altogether 16.
Altogether 16. Okay. I'm gonna say now, after them strikes, as you find this wound that he's focused on, and you're just wailing at it. Doof, 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 doof. He is looking hurt. He is wiggling on his feet. You have immediately found a weak point, and you've avoided something that everyone else doesn't avoid. You've avoided something that everyone else doesn't avoid, so you've done pretty well there. I thought this was going to be a lot longer battle, but he's wailing on his toes. He's kind of wailing back. He's like, the crowd's starting to get on their feet like, oh. Oh, again, and you can see that the woman that was at the top of the stage, kind of like peeking over, now starting to lean forwards and get into it. Okay, so Mad Minds, I'm guessing that's your go. Ice Queen, what do you want to? That's it. Ice Queen, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna do an attack with my dagger. How far is the Hydra?
He's close enough for you to get to.
Because I want to throw.
Oh, you want to throw it? Go for it.
I want to.
Do it.
Okay, so I do hit one first.
You roll to see if you hit first, and then you tell me the damage.
Yes. So that is a 21.
21 to hit. That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay, damage. It's piercing damage.
Go for it.
It's gonna be 5.
5. Hey, it's all good. He's getting closer though. Do you have any other bonus attacks you want to do, or?
Unless I want to belly dance for it, then no.
I love that. Just
Hey,
dagger.
go for
So you do that.
I can back
so-
you up on vocals. I don't know
Clearly.
if that'll do extra damage. But
Probably
hey.
turn around and go, maybe not. Okay, so that's Ice Queen. August, you see as well the Hydra
August is in here.
getting angry. Again, goes through August. This time, snaps up the head, pulls him off the ground, and you see the rest of the hedge just going at it. Almost like an alligator when it does the death roll, just taking off limb by limb, leg, arm, and then head, and you just see the body
Yeah, kill
fall
him
to the
off.
floor.
Like, Jesus.
You're kind of looking around and realizing, this is real. Oh god, this is real. It's kind of
I'm glad I'm
throwing you
gonna
a
eat
little
dinner
bit.
after this.
Next is Diaz. What are you
I
gonna
have
do?
to go to bed after this.
Same here.
What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna get as close as I can, and I'm gonna try to hit it at its body.
Yeah. Okay.
And
What'd you get?
I got a 5.
5. Unfortunately, doesn't hit. You go for the body. You're kind of thrown a little bit though as you go to make your attack. The body kind of lands as you go in charge towards it. The body of August kind of just lands on the floor, and you kind of trip over it. And you don't quite make it, unfortunately, to make the attack. You just miss. It's all kind of throwing off and seeing how real this gets. Do you want to do a bonus action or anything, or is that it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and throw another psychic blade.
Ooh. Go for it.
Come
No.
on. 11.
Yeah, sorry, doesn't hit, unfortunately. So again, you go to attack and you kind of trip up a little bit. And you go to attack again, but then just looking at the body and realizing, oh god! And then you see Celia's body over there, and you see August's body, and it's kind of really throwing. And then you're looking at this creature, and it's kind of hissing and wailing at you. It's really throwing you off, and you just miss. I don't know. You just kind of miss a little bit. Sorry, my grandma on the side kind of telling me to hurry up. So that's everyone. Next is the Hydras. So I'm gonna saying that you've all kind of made attacks against it. I'm gonna mix up some of the attacks. So I'm gonna do 2 attacks against. Once again, going to go against brother. 17, so that hits, and then the second one doesn't. So that's 1. So that is 7 points of damage to you, brother.
I'll take it.
And then next we'll go 2 attacks to. We'll go. You know what? We'll 2 attacks to Mad Minds because he made his attacks. So roll them. 14 plus 5, so 19. I'm guessing hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a 16 plus 8. I'm guessing hits as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2 attacks against you. Oh god. So that first one is 15 points of damage, and then 6 points of damage. So a total of 21 points of damage.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does that kill you?
No, it doesn't. But
Oh.
I don't know if this counts.
Oh,
I have this thing
start on my
called
turn,
patient
don't
defense. I have this thing called patient defense. It says you can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. would that be now or?
No, that's on your turn. So you have to do it. You have to ready yourself. So you say, "Oh, I do patient defense," and then it gets you ready for when they attack. So you have to wait till your turn, and the end of your turn, say you're gonna do it, and be ready for it.
Something I have to do ahead of time.
Yeah, you have to do it ahead of time. You have to prepare yourself.
All right,
It's
well,
also
there
called
goes 21
patient.
damage.
Yeah. So you take the full 21 damage. What was it you said again at the top of my turn? Don't I have to at the top of my turn? I have to do damage, or I have to do a poison thingy?
Oh yeah, you have to do a con save, and you
Con
have to do
save.
that twice because you missed these two guys.
No, it's
or
only
you
at the
can
top of
just
my
do it
turn.
once.
It's just once. Top of my turn, it's only once. It's not per person. I think it's just at my turn.
Per round. Okay, yeah.
Per
okay,
round, so
sorry,
it's just once.
you're right. You're right.
That is a natural 20.
No.
So natural 20. So is it
You
half
don't take
damage?
any-
Don't take any damage. Nice. So he's kind of making these attacks. That's 2 attacks against you. So I'd say he has 2 more attacks, and he's going to attack. Doesn't attack Diaz because Diaz didn't get him. Let's go with Ice Cream. 18. Does 18 hit?
Yes.
18 hits. And 16 plus 8 hits. So that's 2 attacks. So that's 9 points of damage. And 11 points of damage. How are you guys looking?
What's my
Pardon?
20?
20.
That's 20 damage.
It's getting real close. Okay, so that's gonna. So he's kind of like doing them attacks, but because he's slagging and slowing down, he's not attacking so strong. So he's only gonna have 6 attacks. Next is Brother. Do you want to do your attacks, or do your turn?
Yes, but before that, I turn to my monk friend and say, "Hey, Stinky Monk, you got any more of them healing hands? Cause I'm tired of carrying all this whole team." Pick up my long sword.
You're gonna have
Pick
to
up the
wait
long
until my
sword.
turn.
You just got
Grab it.
told.
I'm switching to both-handed, double-handed.
Okay.
Cause I have different. Cause I have
Yeah.
double-handed proficiency, and if I swing that, it does more damage. So
Go for it. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it.
Okay, first swing, cause I'm a one-trick pony. It is 19,
19 hits. Roll damage.
and damage is
It's looking rough. It's looking rough.
11.
11.
Yep. And then
Okay.
for my second one,
Okay.
I swing again.
Go on. It is on its
is-
last legs.
It's a natural 20 plus 4 for bonus, so 24.
Oh
So,
wow.
I think
Natural 20.
that's
So,
kinda-
so roll the dice and double the dice's number. And then you add the bonus. So the bonus doesn't double, just the
Nice.
dice doubles.
Okay,
So
I
you
rolled
rolled
a
2 of
5
this in.
plus my bonus. So 5.
So 5 doubled is
plus 1
10.
for the bonus.
And then so
plus
that'll
one
be
for bonus.
so that'll be 11.
And
How
that's my swing. Yes.
how do you describe killing this
Ah!
7-headed hydra in front of you?
In my head, I hear chanting music.
Mhm.
It sounds like sort of like heavy metal with a chanting and angelic chorus. I hear the
Yep.
word Sephiroth flying around, and I feel like I jump and swing 7 times, cutting in a cross section. And if anybody remembers a little hidden gem called Final Fantasy VII, some guy did something called Cross Slash or something. I channeled that as I
Yeah.
cut the Hydra into 7 different times.
So
And
as you
I
kind
land and I held my sword. And I say, "Yeah, baby, you were the imposter."
So you kind of focus to yourself, and you kind of look and you kind of focus really on this weak point. You take one strike, and you notice you get him on his last legs, and he's kind of wailing around, and the heads are starting to get faint and drop off, and he's already blinded, by the way. But he's able to use echolocation. I'm going to let you know now. Echolocation to be able to see where you are. But it's kind of the last legs, and you kind of tilt your sword, and you close your eyes and channel that music and feel the momentum going between you, and you drive forwards and straight inside. And as it's falling to the floor, and the heads are kind of just wavering around, you go, and the heads just immediately drop. Crowd goes silent in awe. You draw your sword out like you're cleaning it. Put it over your shoulder. You kind of look up to that woman and just put your arms out. The rest of you are just in shock. And immediately the crowd just erupts in roars like, yeah, yeah. And you kind of forget for a second what's just happened. Like, you've come out and you've defeated this creature, but then you start to remember that you remember what you were doing before this, and you just appeared here. Like, this is such a strange situation. The woman kind of like looks down upon you, and again you hear this like whispering in your ears, and the crowd goes silent as well, like listening, but it seems like it's all around and everywhere, but it feels like she could just be whispering in your ear. And she kind of looks and goes, well, it appears we did pick good champions after all. Thank you for your entertainment. I'm sorry about your friends, but what can I say? Collateral damage? Anyway, thank you. Be gone. And waves her hand, and immediately you all start to see like black spots. Start getting tired, and you feel the fight has taken it out of you, and immediately you just pass out. To which you then come back, and you wake up exactly where you were when you passed out. Ice Queen, you kind of wake up, coming back up to the top of the lake, swimming, as you see the boats of the two guys that were there before coming back, and you kind of really confused what's going on. You then see a few other people. You do hear screaming. From a certain part to your right, and you do see a body. No head, no arms, no legs, just a body floating on the water over far by your right. You see a small halfling guy in the water, yelling, screaming, saying, "I'll get you for this! How dare you!" Kind of, the halfling guy from before. You all kind of wake up back again. You, brother, wake up back in your tent. As you see the guy open the curtains and say, oh, come on, man, are you not going to hurry up and get changed? Not good all day, And you kind of quickly get changed, and you come back to your flowers. You come back and you find out that the little girl won the flower petals, dressmaking, shirt making, and you're kind of like wondering what's kind of going on. It's quite weird how everything's happened. You do see over on the other side of the street, you do hear screams coming from the tent next to you where this mud pit is, and you see a very young dragonborn that has unfortunately got scars and bites, claws all over her, and you do recognize her from the fight that you just had. Diaz, you kind of wake up quickly, shaking this guy's hand on the floor who's got a bad ankle, and he's kind of looking, he goes, if you don't mind, can I have my hand back, please? And he's trying to like slightly pull his hand away. And you all wake up back to where you were. You do find that you have 500 gold attached to your belt. But all of you hearing the screams and seeing these bodies makes you think, wow. And you have a moment to yourself how weird and real that was, and like how you thought maybe it was just a dream was actually reality, and you kind of wonder what just happened to you. And that is where we're going to end our very first game. Woo! Yay! There we go. It was unfortunate that we had to lose 2 people at the end, but hopefully we can get them next week. How did you guys find that?
Sucks.
I know. How did you guys find it?
That was so cool.
Good.
That was fun.
Good.
I
I'm
was
glad
glad that my tactic worked. That was
very good. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm glad I didn't die.
But
Yeah.
2 health points left.
2 health.
Oh
When I pulled out the Hydra, I thought, my God, this is going to be an awful fight. This is gonna, but it actually worked quite well. You did mostly. What happens is, people tend to go for the heads. I'll tell you now, with hydras, everyone always goes for the heads. It's just instinct. It's like enticement to go for the heads. But they know with a hydra, if you cut off one head, 2 heads grow back, and it's just an extra attack. So for hydra as well, for multi attack, it does 1 attack per head. So if you just keep cutting off the heads, it just comes out with more. So the fact that you went for the body as well was brilliant. The fact if you had said to me, I want to go and try and attack one of the heads, yeah, it was going to be game over. But the fact that you went for the body was a great call. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully see you guys again next Sunday, but I know with different time differences and different that we may have to change it. For anyone that watched or anyone that watches this on YouTube, if you want to possibly join the group or would like to join a session or two or just learn how to play, my email is up on the banner, YouTube. Yeah. That you can join us. Thank you very much again for watching, anyone that did choose to watch. And we will see you again next week. So see you later.
Later.
Hey.